by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
High school football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
Good afternoon. My name is Jay Jones. I'm the Commissioner of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, and we're excited that you joined us for today's webcast. We're thrilled to have this relationship with IndianaSRN, and we're excited to show you the game of the week each week, showcasing some of the best small college football around the Midwest. We hope that you'll continue to watch and let us know what else you might want to see. You can go to www.heartlandconf.org to see stats, game recaps, and other information around the league. Until then, enjoy today's webcast.
A pleasant good afternoon to you from Bluffton University, home of the Beavers, as conference play is set to open up this week from Bluffton, Ohio. The Beavers set to take on the Lions of Mount St. Joseph in the very first Heartland Game of the Week right here on IndianaSRN. Today's game is brought to you by the Morales Group, building better futures, one story at a time. By Bertner Electric, your licensed and experienced serving Central Indiana. By Piper Logistics, 3 services, 1 solution. And finally by Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown farm equipment dealer. Nothing runs like a deer. Here in Bluffton, Ohio, Jarrett Lewis alongside Sean Kroll for what we said the very first, the inaugural Heartland Game of the Week right here on IndianaSRN. Both of these teams coming into this ball game with a 1-2 record, and conference play opening up in the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Welcome inside the broadcast booth. That's Sean Kroll. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Sean, both these teams 1-2 on the season. They open up conference play this week, and what a sight it is here at Bluffton University. Homecoming festivities taking place throughout the day, and we got a chance to walk around and really take it all in. Our very first of 7 Heartland games that we will have on IndianaSRN this season.
It was super exciting, Jarrett. We had the food trucks out there, the bounce house. We had to keep Keith out of that just so he didn't get hurt. The tents, we got to meet some of the dignitaries from Bluffton University here. It's a beautiful stadium. The crowd is excited and ready to go. The band's here. We're excited to broadcast Heartland Conference football.
And for Bluffton University, the home team here tonight, as you can see them coming onto the field at the moment, wearing their home purple jerseys this afternoon on homecoming. Week 4 for both of these teams, starting off conference play in the Heartland Conference. And for Bluffton, coming off a win last week, a come-from-behind victory against Kalamazoo, 21-20, and they actually trailed that game at the half by a score of, I believe it was 17-0 was the halftime score, and able to come back and only limit to Kalamazoo scoring 3 points in that second half and getting the victory, their first of the season, 1-2 under head coach Aaron Krebs.
It was interesting because in game 1, Zach Nova started. They struggled a little bit. Game 2, they went with their backup quarterback, Blake Ryan, and then they got down to, like you said, to Kalamazoo College, decided to bring Novus back in, led them. They kind of figured something out, led them back to the 21-20 victory for Bluffton for their first victory of the year. However, Mount St. Joseph, as we talked about, they're coming off a loss from last week, a close loss in overtime.
They lost in overtime, like you said, on the road in Angola, facing Tri, a 31-30 defeat. Coach Hopperton in overtime electing to go for 2, going for the win, trying to come out on top with a victory. And what a game it was for their quarterback. Even in the loss, Josh Taylor, the reigning offensive player in the conference from last spring. And these teams playing a few games during the spring, trying to figure out scheduling when COVID started happening. So you like that these teams were able to get some games under their belt during the spring season. But how about the last game for Taylor? 225 yards through the air and 107 yards on the ground. Of course, he leads them in passing, but at the quarterback position also leads the team in rushing.
He's their all-everything RPO machine is Josh Taylor, and he's somebody that Bluffton's going to have to key on defensively to try and ensure to give them a chance to win down the stretch. Interestingly enough, Jarrett, even though Mount St. Joseph is 1-2 on the year, they're averaging 27.7 points per game and giving up 27. So that goes to show you kind of how even they are. On the other side, Bluffton's averaging just a shade under 14 points a game while giving up 26. They've got to step up defensively today.
The Lions balancing things out with scoring, but also giving up 27 points to. They're in that game from 2 weeks ago against Trine. Both these teams coming off bye weeks. But it was Austin Brock, their leading receiver, 21 catches on the season, 7 catches last week, good for 105 yards, along with 2 scores.
Yeah, Josh Taylor threw 4 touchdowns in that game and 2.
As the Beavers are set to open conference play against the Joseph, taking a look at the history between these two ball clubs in the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. The Lions, a 21-9 advantage in the all-time series. Bluffton had 10 straight losses between 2002 to 2011. Bluffton last one in 2016 and 2017, but the Lions have been able to bounce back after those 2 consecutive defeats with consecutive victories since 2018. The last time these two teams met was during the spring season, as Mount St. Joseph was able to come out on top 47-21 back in April, and so the Lions kind of got a decent amount of games during that spring season. They went 5-1, their lone loss coming to Rolls-Holman. As for Bluffton, a little bit of a different season for them. They played a game actually in the month of October against Adrian. It was a 28-21 victory, but then the COVID thing came in and kind of halted a lot of these seasons for these D3 programs, and then they played their next game in March. So playing that first game in October and then taking a very long break, trying to figure things out as a program, and then get back into things in March. But now, this season, 3 games under their belt for both of these squads, and we open up Heartland Conference play here today.
One of the things we talked about with Coach Krebs before the game was the fact that the bye week came at a perfect time because you had your camp, you had 3 weeks, it's about 7 weeks. They needed a break. They got the break. Now they got 7 straight weeks of football. They needed that rest and relaxation. They're still struggling with some nicked up players, and as we see, they're going to get the ball first as Mount St. Joseph won the toss and deferred to the second half. So I'm sure both squads are excited after this week off to get back at it, and especially in conference play where everybody starts back at 0-0.
Speaking of Coach Krebs, in his 3rd season as the head coach of the Beavers, spent 2 years as an assistant at Ohio Northern. He was also an offensive coordinator for just 1 year before taking over as head coach. On the other side of the sideline, Tyler Hopperton is the head coach of the Lions in his 5th year with Mount St. Joseph, and he has done a heck of a job in the seasons that he has been under the helm in Cincinnati. So, we have our coin toss. We are waiting for each kickoff special teams to take the field. For Bluffton, we might get our first look at their amazing return man, Montez Archer, one of the guys that is going to be key in this game for Bluffton.
That's definitely one of the keys for Mount St. Joseph is to stop Archer. Archer is a fantastic return specialist, leading the team in yards gained all on returns. Another thing Mount St. Joseph has to do is establish the run. They want to get on the board first, and they want to get it to Brock, their receiver. For Bluffton, they got to establish the run game. So far, they've been the average 2.5 yards per carry has been their best in the 3 games so far. They got to stop Josh Taylor, and they got to get this homecoming crowd on its feet and fired up.
A decent crowd on hand here at Dwight Salzman Stadium, home of the Beavers, in our inaugural Heartland Game of the Week right here on IndianaSRN. Thank you so much for spending your time with us this afternoon in Bluffton, Ohio. So the Lions set to kick things off, and doing so for the Lions. Here's the kick to the 25-yard line and a fair catch signal at the 26, and that's where Bluffton will start off their very first drive.
Coach Hopperson said he might have some things up his sleeve to negate Archer getting them, and that is a little pooch kick with the fair catch. I believe that's one way to keep him from
Hopperton, before the game, we mentioned just how dangerous Archer can be for the Beavers and opting to keep it away from him on the opening kickoff. So, out patrolling the offense for the Beavers is Zach Nobis, a senior quarterback for Bluffton, and in the backfield with him is Kanan Stoner to get things started. First play of the game, counter with Stoner. He's going to pick up a couple of yards to the 29-yard line, gain of 3 on the very first play of today's ball game.
One change we found out pre-game on Bluffton's offensive line, the left guard Devin Anderson now will be starting for them. That's a key to make sure he plays well today for the run game for the Beavers.
And last game against Kalamazoo, the win for Bluffton 21-20. Nobis 17-37, 210 yards and 2 touchdowns. This time he has his option. Looked like he was going to pass, but instead he'll tuck it and run, get across the 30 to the 33-yard line. 3rd down and 3 upcoming for the Beavers.
Very slow developing play there. Nobis kind of held the ball up just to see where the opening was, then kept it, ran through that hole, got him. 3rd and short is what you want if you're Bluffton to really kind of help your offense get going and not have to pass protect with that new offensive lineman in this setup.
Nobis wearing the number 18 jersey has Stoner move to his right again on 3rd down. Nobis looking to pass. Out in the flat, he has Stoner, and it's off his fingertips, and it'll fall incomplete. Punting unit coming out onto the field for Bluffton.
Just a touch outside of his fingertips for the catch for Stoner. Tough play. Had to let him get out of the backfield and get off to the side as he ran a nice little in route there and couldn't quite connect, and now we're going to punt.
Back to punt for Bluffton University is Jake Baumgartner, a sophomore. Baumgartner also doing the kicking duties this afternoon for the Beavers from the 33. Baumgartner gets this punt away, end over end punt. That'll bounce from the 43, and immediately taking a hit as he fielded it on the return. That was Ken Hall for Mount St. Joseph. Good punt return coverage by the Beavers, but still good field position to start things off for the Lions.
Nice end over end. The wind is playing a factor going from our right to our left, so it's against that punt. However, he has a 90-yard punt this year, as you can see the starting lineup on the offense.
And including in that starting lineup for the Lions is their sensation Josh Taylor, sophomore quarterback, coming off really nice game last week in the loss to Trine, the reigning offensive player of the year during the spring season in the Heartland Conference. Taylor has his option here. He'll dish it out into the flat, and picking up that catch is Joey Newton. It'll go for minimum yardage, just 3 yards on the first play for the Lions.
You see the defensive lineup coming in here for Bluffton as well on your screen. Interesting read there by Taylor. Coach Hopperton said he loves to run the football. It's interesting he had that just little kind of shovel pass almost to Newton out there for a small gain.
Very balanced offense with Taylor leading the team in rushing yards as well. And he has 3 receivers split out to his left in an empty backfield. From the 44, brings a man in motion. Taylor, quick hitter, and it's Newton again across the 50. A little shake and bake, and finally brought down at the 41-yard line. Plenty enough to pick up the first down for the Lions.
Newton, a sophomore from Anderson Township, Ohio, with the catch. 2 for 2. They brought Brock across in motion. DB came with him. Opened up a little space right there in the flat for Newton.
They'll go empty again. First 2 plays through the air, and they'll go back to it. 3-step drop and throwing it deep down the field, going for it all, but he overshoots his man. The intended target there, Wyatt Ruckerson for the Lions, and trying to put a quick 6 on the board was Taylor.
Boy, he's kind of hurt himself a little bit in overthrowing, because at the very end the defensive back grabbed him. If that ball's catchable, there's a possibility they could have thrown a flag on that, but I like the shot early going deep here by Mount St. Joseph.
Second down now upcoming as they put a tailback behind Taylor in the backfield. We'll take the snap, and it will be a give to their running back. That is Tyler Prather on the carry. Check that was Mariano McKenzie, the junior back. He's getting the start this afternoon, a junior picking up 3 yards.
One of the things I noticed, they brought in Hayden Bell as an H-back tight end to help block right up there up the middle. Got him a good chunk.
Could be 4 down territory for the Lions on the Bluffton side of the field. From the 37, faking the handoff is Taylor, and he'll keep it himself. Started right, kept things inside the hash, and he does dive forward to pick up the first down.
Boy, he looked dead to rights right there in the middle with 2 defenders coming in. Found a way to split the defenders and dive for the first down. Great play by Taylor.
Taylor, an extraordinary game last week, as mentioned, had over 100 yards rushing on the ground to go along with his 225 through the air and 4 touchdown passes, 2 of those going to Austin Brock. Haven't seen Brock in action yet tonight, as he is at the top of your screen in the slot. McKenzie moves to the right of Taylor. Taylor fakes a little throw out into the flat, and there's plenty of Bluffton players there to bring him down in the backfield. And one of those was Nick Perry, a linebacker, sophomore from Northwood.
From Northwood, Ohio. Stopped the sophomore from Mount Orab, Ohio, Josh Taylor, the reigning Heartland Conference Player of the Week.
Also in that backfield, Logan Christ. As second down and 11 is what they'll call it. They'll empty the backfield again. Taylor over the middle of the field making a move. That's Brock this time. He's inside the 10 and finally brought down at the 5-yard line. Big time pickup there on second down and 10. 25 yards between Taylor and Brock.
Just had to wait for the right play to call his number. Got the little in route right there in the middle of the field, and he just did a number and got all the way down to the 5-yard line. He got our first red zone opportunity for the Lions.
First down and goal to go from the 5-yard line upcoming for Taylor.
He's been very patient so far on offense today, deciding whether to run or throw. He's done a good job mixing it up.
Taylor in the gun, has McKenzie on his right. This time they will throw it out in the flat. Brock is on that side, and good coverage there that time from the defense of Bluffton. Able to bring him down was Carl Foster, sophomore defensive back.
Another play where it looked like Taylor was going to run the football, then throws just that little dump pass out in the middle, but Bluffton read it beautifully. Great job defensively there by the defensive backs of the Beavers.
Coach Krebs and his Bluffton defense trying to force Mount St. Joseph into 4th down and possibly only allowing them to put 3 points up on the board. But Taylor in the offense looking for more. They fake the give to McKenzie, rolling out to his left into the end zone, and a tie-up. Trying to snag that one away was Gary Powell III, the tight end, but he saw a hand come in from the Bluffton defense to bat it away.
Carl Foster did a great job there. Hard for Taylor to come around, as you'll see here, to throw across his body, although he is kind of open, but a great job by Foster to knock it away.
Foster making plenty of great defensive plays on this possession for the Beavers. 3rd down now for Mount St. Joseph. They send McKenzie out in motion. Taylor has his man, and he drops it. Chandler Kinhalt, the intended target, and a bullet coming in from Josh Taylor falls incomplete, and the Beavers will force a field goal.
Yeah, I don't think Kinhalt was expecting the fastball that Taylor got, and maybe an off-speed pitch, but they at least have a chance for 3 on their first drive here to get on the board first.
Trying to put the Lions on the board will be their junior kicker, Kyle Farfsing. And from 24 yards out, on the right hash, Farfsing's kick is up, plenty of leg into it, and it is good. So the Lions do get on the board first, 3-0 our score, in our very first Heartland game of the week on IndianaSRN.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
The inaugural Heartland game of the week this week at Bluffton University, as the Beavers are able to force just a field goal out of the Mount St. Joseph offense.
This broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, videos, and audio without the express written consent of the HCAC and IndianaSRN is prohibited.
Set to kick things away again is Farfsing. Archer, one of the return man for the Beavers, but he won't get this one again in another same spot as the last kickoff. Fair caught at the 25, and that's where the second possession will start for Bluffton.
If you can keep it away from their main weapon, you're going to do that. So it's a smart move by Coach Hopperton to take away the return game from Archer, as dangerous as he is.
Back out onto the field comes the offense. Zach Nobis on the season, just a 52% on his completion percentage and 2 touchdowns along with 3 interceptions. That's the guy they're trying to keep the ball out of their hands, is Mount St. Joseph, keeping it away from Archer, and they've done that on both of their 2 kickoffs. Nobis has 2 guys in the backfield with him. He'll hand it off. And getting close to a first down on the carry for Bluffton. That was Calvin Dudley, sophomore running back.
That's the kind of run game Bluffton needs to stay in this football game. And really, they want to dictate the tempo, Jarrett. They want to slow it down, run the clock off, and not let Mount St. Joseph's explosive offense get on the field too often.
Largest play of the day so far. This time they'll get it back to their starter. It's Kanan Stoner, who plows forward and picks up enough for a first down.
First down of the game for the Beavers.
Play selection so far from Bluffton, 4 runs and the 1 incomplete pass from Nobis. And they have their first down of the evening right now at the 36-yard line. Nobis still with Dudley and Stoner in the backfield. Trying to get outside is Dudley, and reading it all the way was the Mount St. Joseph defense. Able to bring him down was Noah Hammond.
You saw the linebacker blitz from the left side as he came in kind of a run blitz, really caught them off guard and stuffed them for a loss.
6-yard loss on the play for Bluffton, and now a 2nd and 15 upcoming. Getting the play from the sideline is Bluffton. Zach Nobis has 2 receivers to his left. Could see him put it through the air on this possession, 2nd and long situation. Nobis, 1-step drop, looking to his right, trying to lob it over, and he missed everybody. His intended target that time was the tight end, Drew Mace.
There seemed to be a bit of confusion on that play. Mace kind of stopped and then started again. That caused a little bit of the overthrow.
Here is the look at Nobis, the quarterback, 102.9, his QB rating this year. And like you said in the pregame, Sean, they've had some struggles at the quarterback position. Nobis starting off the year, they've had some looks from the freshman Blake Ryan, and Nobis able to lead Bluffton to their win last week against Kalamazoo in the second half. And here he is, forced out of the pocket, trying to put one down the sideline, and Stoner gets 2 feet in. You only need 1. But on 3rd and 15, the Beavers pick up 19. Stoner getting those feet in on the sideline.
Just getting it up there and trying to let him get it. As he rolls out, you'll see him roll out here to the right. To his right, he sees Stoner. He's like, just go up and get it, big fella. Great job. And the toe tap, toe drag swag right there for Kanan Stoner.
Beavers now set up right at the 50-yard line.
Oh, now we see Blake Ryan coming in.
So maybe on that rollout from Nobis, he is now on the sideline. Ryan has to come in the middle of the possession. We get a quick whistle before the play is run. Coach Krebs opting to take a timeout as Ryan enters the game for the Beavers. 1st down and 15 from the 50-yard line is where we'll be when we come back on IndianaSRN.
Your hauling or moving project has arrived, and College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving has you covered. Honest. Uniformed. Nice. Knowledgeable. Service. College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back out of the timeout, Blake Ryan, the freshman quarterback, is in, and here's his first play in action. It's a simple give to Stoner, just 2 yards on the pickup. Looking at Nobis on the sideline, he's got 2 trainers surrounding him. Looks like they're looking at his mouth or just around his face, and so not sure what happened on that last play that he was in, but he is a little shaken up and right now on the sidelines.
And Nobis does not look like he's taking a seat there. We'll see. Other games in the schedule today for the Heartland Conference. Manchester is at Franklin. Rose-Hulman's at Defiance, and Anderson is at Hanover. We'll keep you updated with scores as best we can.
We sure will. 2nd and 7. Ryan, his first pass, a quick hitter, and he has this man over the middle of the field. There he goes. It's Drew Mace across the 10 and dragged out from behind at the 6-yard line. 44 yards on the connection. Blake Ryan, his first pass attempt, and it's a good one.
He had the defender on him. Then once he caught the pass, Mace broke loose and shook free, as you can see here on the replay, just right across the middle on his opposite side. But then the defender was going towards the sideline, and Mace shook him free and got it all the way down, 1st and goal for the Beavers.
That was Jonathan Finn, the linebacker, who got turned around on the route by Mace. Finn, an all-conference player from last year, but it's Bluffton who gets into the end zone first here tonight. Touchdown reception for Andre Price, the sophomore receiver.
Great read on the run-pass option. Keeping the ball was Ryan, and finding Price wide open on the real quick in route in the end zone.
So Bluffton able to get a defensive stop, force just 3 points for the Lions. And on their second possession, able to find pay dirt with Blake Ryan, the freshman quarterback, checking in and hitting Andre Price across the middle of the field. Extra point is up and good from Baumgartner. It's a 7-3 lead for the Beavers on the Heartland Game of the Week on IndianaSRN.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Back at Dwight Salzman Stadium in Alumni Field on the University of Bluffton. Baumgartner, who put the PAT through, is on the field. The sophomore sends it away, and it's a short kick that'll take a bounce in front of the return man from Mount St. Joseph, and great kickoff coverage there from Bluffton. Getting down the field was Kozakowski, and we do have our first penalty marker down of this afternoon's game.
8 plays, 75 yards on the drive for Bluffton, 5-yard TD pass, as we said. Update on Nobis, the quarterback, taken in to the locker room for evaluation.
And we'll get another look at this great touchdown pass. Just fake the give to Stoner, and Ryan had his eyes all the way on his receiver in Price.
Great job there as the flag looks like it's on Mount St. Joseph.
Holding appears to be the call. They'll mark things back from the 24-yard line, and now the Lions will begin this drive at the 13-yard line, to be exact. Second possession for Josh Taylor and company. Already 7 pass attempts this afternoon from Taylor. He's currently 4 of 7. From the 13, Taylor sends Newton in motion. Jet sweep to him, going towards the far sideline, trying to get to the edge, which he does, but he's stumbled down just shy of the first down marker, able to get across the 20 to the 22.
Great job on the seal there on the right side by those Mount St. Joseph wide receivers, but Newton got tripped up. He kind of got a few more yards there as we take a look at the Mount St. Joseph offense. Again, number 8, Austin Brock is the guy to look for.
Brock has 2 catches so far. One went from 25 yards on the first possession. He had 7 catches for 105 and 2 scores last week. 2 receivers both sides for the Lions. Taylor, a quick hitter, picking up a first down, and there he is. That's Austin Brock staying on his feet and finally going out of bounds after a pickup of 9.
Great job on his balance after the hit to stay in bounds and some gain more yardage, as you see the Bluffton defense here. Again, Montez Archer Jr., number 1, is the key return guy for this Bluffton squad.
And at the moment on the far side of the field, playing that corner position, Archer and Shoulders, 2 returning all-conference players, first team for Bluffton. And Taylor is a returning all-conference player for Mount St. Joseph in the offense. Right now the give to McKenzie, and a huge hole for him. He's across midfield and tackled right on top of that Beavers logo. They go from the 30-yard line to the 49 of the Beavers.
You see Foster come up here blitzing on the right-hand side. Great job of him sensing it and giving it to the running back up the middle for a huge gain and a response now by the Lions.
Great hole created by that offensive line for Mount St. Joseph. They're into Bluffton territory. Taylor fakes the give this time, and on the slant, hits his man for his first catch of this afternoon. Chandler Kinhalt picks up back-to-back first downs.
Great defense there by Kozakowski, but the pass was perfect as Kozakowski hit him. The senior from Cleveland, Ohio, Benedictine High School, couldn't knock it out, and it's another first down for the Lions.
60 yards passing so far for Josh Taylor, and he's been able to hit 3 different receivers. From the 36, Taylor threw it before his man was looking. That was Powell out in the flat. And now Powell will head to the sideline.
The speed of the game, and Powell got turned around. He should have turned to his left. Got to get around quicker on this run-pass option, high-speed offense.
Gary Powell III, just a freshman, 6'2", 230 from Hammersville, Ohio. How about, that's a good town name for a tight end.
Western Brown High School.
Second down and 10 for Mount St. Joseph. The motion man is Kinhalt, and they will throw it to him. Out in the flat, able to shake off the first guy, and picking up just a few yards. That was Carl Foster, who took a hit from Kinhalt.
Boy, the receiver out there, which I believe was Jake Ayler, got just enough of Foster, or his boy would have got lit up on that play, and they got minimal yards on it. So it's a third down and about 7 here for the Lions.
The rest of the receiving corps out on the field. Wyatt Rutgerson along with Kinhalt, Brock, and Ayler at the top of your screen. It's third down and 7. Another quick hitter. And right there to bring him down immediately for Bluffton. He has been the focal point of this defense so far this afternoon. That would be Loudon Salbeamer.
5'10" senior from Dayton, Ohio, Troy Christian. Great job there reading it, and it looks like the offense is staying on the field here for the Lions to go for it deep in Bluffton territory.
Salbeamer playing that inside linebacker position, keeping a minimal game to the Lions, but they keep the offense out there.
Nickel package in defensively for Bluffton.
Newton goes in jet motion. Taylor is going to tuck it and run. Now he keeps it, throws it down the field. He's got a man wide open. It's McKenzie, who is tackled inside the 1-yard line. And it was awfully close for Taylor, who looked like he was going to tuck it and run and opted to throw it down the field, and it's going to come back anyways.
Yeah, they broke contain, did McKenzie, but thankfully for Bluffton, there's an illegal man downfield because they expected Taylor to run. Found McKenzie wide open. It's going to come back, and now they got another shot at fourth down if they decide not to punt.
It will put them back towards around the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th and 9 from the 35 for Mount St. Joseph.
That can happen on broken plays like that, Jarrett, where it looks like the quarterback's going to run, and the offensive lineman want to get downfield, and at the last second the quarterback decides, oh, wait, I got a guy open. Sorry, illegal man downfield. That draws the penalty, but here we go.
Offense stays out there. 2 receivers both sides for Josh Taylor. Goes with the hard count, and there is a penalty marker that does come in.
Huge help there for Mount. Oh, they're going to call off. They're going to call illegal motion on the Mount here.
False start is going to be the call on the offensive lineman. The number is 65. That would be Devin Sailors, a sophomore offensive lineman. And now that'll bring on the punting unit. So Bluffton defense pushing Mount St. Joseph backwards.
Had a shot. 2 consecutive penalties will shoot you in the foot every time. And now the punt team in for Mount St. Joseph.
The punter is Ryan Murray, a junior.
Oh, they're kicking it away from Archer.
End over end punt, bounces inside the 10. Archer trying to avoid it, and Mount St. Joseph nearly letting it roll into the end zone. But they are going to have Bluffton looking at 99.5 yards away from the end zone as that ball is downed inside the 1. Great punt by Murray, and a long possession upcoming for the Beavers.
What a great punt. They let it bounce to try and let it get closer, and it kicks away from them. Almost goes inside because you can see Archer kind of throw a little hip check there, but great job at the half-yard line.
The Lions doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of Archer's hands. He is the returning Defensive Player of the Year, Special Teams Player of the Year, and Newcomer of the Year in the Heartland.
One of the things Bluffton's had trouble with this year, they've got 9 fumbles already on the season. You've got to protect the football being this deep in your own territory.
And they have the freshman quarterback Blake Ryan out there who's going to start with a give to the back, picking up some of those yards and getting out of the end zone a little bit. That was Calvin Dudley picking up 3.
See the offense here for the Beavers. Again, as we get updates on Zach Nobis, we will let you know.
2nd and 8 upcoming from the 3-yard line. Ryan now will hand it off to Dudley again. Picking up 2 yards on back-to-back carries there. And Bluffton would like to pick up a first down here and to avoid punting out deep out of their own end zone.
Yeah, it's hard to risk a pass when your quarterback starts in the end zone. Any pass protection breakdown is going to lead to a safety. So they're playing it safe, running the football. They got a 3rd and manageable here. What do they call as we get set here? Looks like it's going to be the end of the first quarter.
Clock continues to wind down, and it does hit zeros for the end of the first quarter from Bluffton University. The Beavers in control for the moment, 7-3 our score. And now we'll have an opportunity to meet our 3rd member of the broadcast, that being Keith Myers, who's down on the sidelines.
Coach Sky, Coach Neal is with us, the basketball coach here. And, Coach, a good first quarter here for your ball club.
Beavers are off to a good start, put together a good drive. Hopefully it's a sign for good things to come today.
Basketball program getting geared up for basketball. You cannot wait for basketball season to start.
We're getting there. Our guys have been working real hard during their fall program. And, you know, Division III, everybody's anxiously awaiting October 15th for that first practice, and we're getting excited.
We can't wait either. It's going to be a great thing. If IndianaSRN can do football, we can do some basketball with you too.
Well, you were explaining that to me earlier, and I think that's great for our conference. You know, the Heartland Conference is a very competitive, quality conference, so I think it's great that you guys are here, and we appreciate having you on camp.
What a great day for homecoming.
It is. Can't ask for anything better, right? Beautiful day weather-wise, big crowd, a lot of festivities, and a good football game.
And great hot dogs in the concession stand, I might add. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Thank you. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Keith. And speaking of hot dogs, yeah, they're pretty good. We got to snag one before the game, but great scene here at Bluffton University in Bluffton, Ohio. Homecoming festivities. You got the food trucks, you got the bounce house, you got the tent set up. Great homecoming experience here for Bluffton and the Beavers. And now the Beavers will switch sides as we get this second quarter about to get underway. Jarrett Lewis alongside Sean Kroll on IndianaSRN, the Heartland Game of the Week. This week in Bluffton. Next week at Manchester, as Defiance will travel to Manchester next week, October 9th, our second of 7 Heartland games this year.
As soon as we get some scores from the other games in the conference, we will update you as we can.
3 other games happening in this 8-team Heartland Conference. Ryan on 3rd and short, and the penalty marker does come in on 3rd and 4. He was trying to hit the slant to his man. That was Jeremy Locklear.
Andrew Pierce got his hand in there. Looked like he punched it away, but they're saying he went through the receiver to get to it, so they're going to call that penalty.
Referees discussed the flag. Looks like it's going to give Bluffton an automatic first down. And on 3rd and short, are able to have that end zone kind of in the distance just a little bit more and now have a little bit more room to maneuver.
I think this opens up the playbook a little bit more, not being as conservative with your backs to the end zone there. Allow them cook, as the kids say now.
You're up on the cool kid terms,
right? I try best I can. Hanging out with you helps.
Okay, all right. From the 17, they tap it to Lorenz Johnson, who cannot get the edge on the opposite side. Swarm tackled by plenty of Lions defenders there, and the first one to get to him was Andrew Pierce.
Yeah, tried that little tap pass, shovel pass kind of thing, which is a pass. Lost yardage on that play, so now Mount St. Joseph may pin their ears back and try and get after the freshman quarterback.
Also in on the tackle for the Mount was Troy Speakman, a returning all-conference player for the Lions. Read option, getting back to the original line of scrimmage on that catch was Zane Dine, a sophomore receiver for the Beavers.
From Marion, Ohio, Pleasant High School. Good job by him, but third down and long here. This is not where Bluffton wants to be, so let's see what they draw up in the dirt here for this play.
Third down and 9 officially from the 18-yard line. Beavers trying to convert again on third down. Ryan fakes the give, looking far sideline. Making the catch is Drew Mace, but he's going to be short of the first down marker. Mace running that route just short of the sticks, and the punting unit back out onto the field.
I know as a fan sometimes, we're both fans of football, as a fan you watch it and you go, why are you throwing it short of the sticks? There's a reason they run these routes that they run, hoping to get guys loose, and that was just a great defensive play by the linebacker there covering Mace and keeping him short of the first down.
Bumgardner back out onto the field for his second punt this afternoon. And standing at his own 44 is the returner, Ken Hall.
Or is that Ken Hall or Speakman?
It is Ken Hall, and he fields it at the 35 after getting pushed back. Nice punt by Bumgardner, and good coverage on the punt by the Beavers defense. At the 41-yard line is where Josh Taylor and the offense will come back out onto the field and begin their third drive. You know what? You were right. It was Speakman.
That's all right.
Hey, that's your one. That's the one. I'll try to be better the rest of the game, I promise.
No, perfect. Great field position here for Mount St. Joe. They got to take advantage, Mount St. Joseph, take advantage here and try and get down into scoring range early here in the second quarter.
To give myself half credit, Ken Holt and Speakman both wear 18.
There you go.
There we go. That's what you're going to get in these college games is multiple numbers, but that's all right. On first down, Taylor towards the sideline, able to pick up 4 yards. And just his second rush this afternoon. Right now, Bluffton keeping him honest.
You know, the linebacking core of Foster, Saul Beamer, and Perry have done a great job trying to force him to hand it off or to throw the football, with that only being his second run, although he is very shifty.
Two receivers split out both sides for Taylor. He's looking to pass over the middle of the field, and a drop by his receiver. He was looking at Jake Ayler. And Ayler possibly looking to run before he reeled it in.
Great job threading the needle there, as you'll see here by Taylor. Two defenders kind of closing in, and he zips it in there to Ayler, but we got a case of the dropsies today here for a lot of guys. Got to hang on to that football.
4 incompletions so far for Taylor, and at least 2 of those have been drops for the Lions offense. Here they are on third down and 6. McKenzie stands on the right side. Brock goes in jet motion. Looking that way is Taylor, stepping up in the pocket. Now lobs it down the sideline, and McKenzie from out of the backfield picking up a first down and more for the Lions. It's going to be 21 yards on the pickup.
Great pressure there by Bluffton to force Taylor out of the pocket, but once again, McKenzie got broke contain on the outside. The in route, the linebacker couldn't get to him. As you see him trying to catch up here, the safety had to come over and make the play. Big gain for Mount St. Joseph.
Lions are starting to roll offensively. They're inside the 35 at the 34.
Trainers looking for number 2.
Keeping the spread offense look out there is the Lions. Taylor takes the snap. Looking towards his left, going through his progressions, and finally hits Kinhall on the far sideline, who's close to a first down. He's going to have 9 yards.
Great job by the offensive line, giving him a ton of time to go through his progressions, as you were saying, and find Kinhall at the sideline. Playbook's wide open now, 2nd and 1. You can do a lot of different things here. Take a crack at the end zone, see what happens.
Kinhall along with Brock, each with 3 receptions so far through this first half. Kinhall, 25 yards receiving. They bunch up the formation, but keep 2 receivers on both sides. Taylor, design quarterback run, and he's got a hole across the 10. One man to beat. He plows through him and dives over the goal line for the touchdown. Josh Taylor from 25 yards out gets the first touchdown of the game on the board for the Lions.
What a read there by Josh Taylor. And then he zigs and zags as he gets close. And when he's got a nose for the end zone. When he got close, he split those defenders, threw caution to the wind, and threw his body over the goal line, and he got 6.
With 11:13 on the clock, the Lions find the end zone for the first time. And now Farfsing in for the PAT, and it goes through the uprights to give the Mount a 3-point lead. 10-7 our score. It's the Heartland Game of the Week on IndianaSRN.
What's the time on that?
11:13.
Thank you.
It is really hard to see, isn't it?
Yes.
Welcome back to Bluffton University. The Beavers giving up a touchdown score to the leading rusher for the Mount, that being Josh Taylor. He has 96 yards through the air and has added 37 with his legs.
Injury update, Jeremy Locklear, a 6-foot senior from Lincoln Park, Michigan for Bluffton, is out for the rest of the game with a shoulder.
Locklear, one of the starting receivers for the Beavers, getting some ice, and looks like he's going to be out for the duration of this one. Kickoff, and it's another short one, and it's to the same guy. This time he'll return it, and big collision there between the two. On the return for the Beavers was Joseph Taviano.
You get tired of fair catching this. Like, I want to get some licks in.
Third time's the charm. He gets it across the 30. We get another look at this touchdown run.
Again, great read here by Taylor, and watches once he breaks through the shiftiness. He finds the open space. He sees the green, and right here, 4 guys on him, and he still finds a way to get into the end zone with the dive at the end.
Taylor picking up where he left off from last week. 332 total yards of offense for number 4. And now it's the defense's turn. Back out onto the field is Blake Ryan for the Beavers. Over the middle, and diving catch falling forward. It's going to be 14 yards on the pickup, and reeling it in is Zane Dine.
Nice job there by Dine to snag that pass, 6'4" sophomore. Again from Marion, Ohio. Blake Ryan's a 6'2" freshman from Heath, Ohio, Granville High School. He's done a great job since he's come in for Nobis, excuse me.
Zach Nobis, just a couple of plays on that offense. One possession is what he played, and dealing with that injury that he took around the mouth, and we haven't seen him since. Blake Ryan has checked in for him, and that previous carry for Dudley goes for 7.
They're getting good chunks of yardage on the run, and we talked about that pre-game. That's a key for them. The most they've averaged per carry in a game so far this year is 2.5. They need to improve on that, and they have done so far against the Lions.
Dudley and Stoner getting the carries so far this afternoon. We haven't seen anything of TJ King. He's the usual tailback, a junior for the Beavers. Fake the give to Dudley, now over the middle of the field, and maybe throwing it too early as Dine was going down the field. The defender that was close to him was Noah Abel.
Blitz there by Jonathan Finn on the defensive end caused him to get the ball out early, overthrew that pass. One-on-one play there, that's what you wanted to try and get on the outside. They did, just couldn't connect.
3rd and 4 now upcoming for Bluffton. 3 receivers towards the top of your screen. The lone receiver near side is Dine. He's got one-on-one. And looking that way is Ryan down the sideline and getting a huge push from Abel, and 2 flags come in. Appreciative of that call is Zane Dine, and he's able to pick up a first down after the penalty.
That was an easy call.
That was as obvious as they come. Noah Abel, the guilty party. And we'll check to see where this ball ends up for Bluffton. But on 3rd down, they're able to get a new set of chains.
One of the things you want to do as a defensive back is if you're beat and you don't want to give up 6, you take the penalty and just get yardage instead of giving up the touchdown.
Spot of the foul.
15 yards, first down.
So now it's Bluffton from the 32-yard line. Packed house here in Bluffton, Ohio at Alumni Field. Dudley on first down gets the carry, runs over the first defender, and is able to plow forward to the 25, check it, the 26-yard line.
Doing a great job running the football, especially with a new left guard, Devin Anderson, 6'4", 393 from Dayton, Ohio, who's starting today for the first time at left guard. Marcus Finley, Anderson, Nick Myers, Hunter Lacer, and David Warfield, the big 5 up front for the Beavers.
That left side working well. Right side creating that hole that time for Dudley, who moves to the right side of Ryan. And it's another give to Dudley. This time the hole is up the middle. And where he gets down at looks to be close to a first down marker, and the referees will award it to him.
4:03.
I have them for 7 first downs.
I'm sorry, 8:59. 8:59.
And Calvin Dudley
really hard to see the
has 7 carries
now
for 25 total yards, getting a lot of work on this possession. And again, moves into motion on that right side. This time they'll fake it to him. Ryan looking deep. Hit as he throw, and it was still able to get it down the field towards his man, but it's going to fall incomplete. And he was looking down the field to Jeremiah Beringer.
Just to get you caught up. It's 8:38.
Looked like Declan Brophy, the sophomore from Knoxville, Tennessee, with the pressure there, caused him to rush the throw. He's lucky he didn't get hit as he threw and throw an interception or fumble the football, so it's 2nd down and 10.
Clock stops at 8:38 left in this first half. This Bluffton team averaging just shy of 14 points a game, and they have a chance to get to that mark here on this drive, and they have a good chance of it if they continue to run the ball like this. Dudley, chunk yardage plays again, this time for 6 more.
Right behind Hunter Lacer, the senior from Oak Harbor, Ohio. Pave the way, big boys, is what Dudley's saying.
Dudley, sophomore running back from Akron.
Both very young teams, Jarrett.
We were talking about it in the pregame, how skill players are very young, sophomores and freshmen. The sophomore for Dudley, ball comes out, but he was down before it came out. He's able to get to the 9-yard line, and now it's first down and goal for the Beavers from that spot.
You know, we've mentioned numerous times how they've struggled running the football so far this year. They look great today running the football. gashing this Mount St. Joseph defense for big chunks of yardage, like you just said, and it's helped them control the clock and the tempo, which we thought was a key to today's game.
Last week, only 67 yards in the game against Kalamazoo. And right now, Dudley is looking at 37 as a team, 45 rushing for Bluffton. This time, Stoner in the backfield, but they'll pass it down the field, and a flag comes in, and getting held again was Zane Dine. Bluffton will move up closer to the goal line after this penalty.
Defensive holding.
Devin Donnerworth, a freshman from East Central High School in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, with the penalty there.
See Ryan's pass, and the timing was probably there between the two. You know, they work on that play a lot during practice, but the hold does slow down Dine. 5-yard penalty. Check that half the distance to the goal. So now from the 5, Beavers have it first down. Getting the play from the sideline is Blake Ryan. He has Stoner in his backfield.
Ryan's been a spark plug for them coming off the bench.
They move another man in motion. That was Mace. Stoner going behind the block of Mace. Takes a big hit, but is able to reach across the goal line for the score from 5 yards out. Kanan Stoner hits pay dirt to give Bluffton the lead right back.
Boy, kudos to that offensive line. They've been fantastic today for Bluffton, opening up holes right, left, and through the middle, and Stoner took advantage and stuck it in from 5 yards out.
And trying to make it a 4-point lead is Jake Baumgartner. Already 1 for 1 on his PATs. Kick is up. Looks good, and it is 14-10 our score. Beavers back on top on IndianaSRN.
My name is Brittany. A little thing I love about the egg white grill is the toasty English muffin. It's toasted perfectly. It's just a little crispy, but not like hard crispy, but just crispy enough that when you bite into it, everything is perfect.
My name is Curtis, and I love the egg white grill because the egg itself, it's like soft and fluffy, like a pillow. I wouldn't eat my pillow, but I'd eat the Chick-fil-A breakfast egg white sandwich for sure.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
A lead change in this one as the Beavers back out on top after the touchdown run from Kanan Stoner, the freshman back, getting into the end zone. Low squibbling kick is going to take a bounce, and wisely letting it go out of bounds was Newton of Mount St. Joseph. Back to this touchdown run.
See on the right-hand side, I got the guy in motion, the tight end. He helps out, chips on, and gives him exactly the space he needs to get into the end zone. Last dive to get in, and we got ourselves a ball game, folks.
And a great block to set the edge. David Warfield at that right tackle position. Just a freshman from Canton, Ohio, 6'6", 260.
Real quick here, here's where Mount St. Joseph has started their drives. Their own 40, they're 13, they're 41, and now they're 35, but they only have 10 points. I'm sure Coach Hopperton's not pleased with that.
Probably likes the good field position to start, but the offense right now facing a 4-point deficit. Taylor back to work, getting both hands out there and taking a big hit, but still able to haul it in on the reception for the Mount was Zakeem Hunley. That was a big-time hit.
A shot to the head.
Like you said, Sean, it looked like with the reaction from Hunley, looks like he took a lot of that towards the helmet. Second and 5.
I think I know my next line of work.
We have a couple dead Yellow Jackets up in this press box.
I'm going to be an exterminator.
It is they're swarming us up here, but we're we're pulling through. Taylor starting right, now brings things back inside the hashes and able to find his way to a first down.
Speaking of swarming, the Bluffton defense was swarming on Taylor, and somehow, some way, he got away back to the left and got enough for a first down. What a player. You can see, look, here it is. I mean, they're all over the place, and somehow Taylor wriggles his way for a first down. This kid from Mount Orab, Ohio, is something else.
You can see why Taylor leads the team in rushing as a quarterback. He's got a new set of downs for the Mount from the 47. Rolling out to his left. Taylor down the field has a man on the sideline, and Brock is unable to haul it in. It was going to be a tough catch, but a good, well-thrown ball by Josh Taylor nonetheless. There's a look at that secondary for Bluffton. Taylor so far 10 of 15, so he's found his way weaving through these DBs, but no touchdown passes of yet for the Mount.
Pump fake.
Has his man open out in the flat. His knee was down at the 46-yard line. Pickup of 7 yards for Taylor, and on the catch was Chandler Kinnolt for his 4th.
I believe one of the things Bluffton coaches are going to be happy about coming into this game, Stephen Kozakowski, number 7, a defensive back from Cleveland, Ohio, was their leading tackler. And so then if your DBs aren't making the most tackles, you like that as a defensive coach. Your defensive line and your linebackers are doing a better job stopping through the first run.
Letting the play clock wind down. The Lions at 3. Taylor gets the snap, has some lead blocks in front of him, and looks like he's going to have enough for a first down. Needed 3 and got, looks like 3.5.
That looks like he's going to have the first down.
Referee's initial signal does award a first down for Mount St. Joseph.
Design quarterback run there.
And there's the running ability for Josh Taylor. His total yardage this year, 929 yards. 317 of those are on the ground. So a third of the yardage that he picks up, he is doing it with his legs.
Just a fantastic athlete for the Lions. Gives you a lot of options as an offensive coordinator.
A bunch of the formation up here again. Clock at 4.5 minutes for Mount St. Joseph. You'd think they'd like to take most of that off, but looking for the pass here. Taylor wisely tucking it, has a lead blocker out in front of him. He's going to pick up a lot of something out of what could have been a sack in the backfield, and somehow what could have been a possible loss of 5, he turns it into a gain of 10 and another first down.
He's unbelievable. Broken play there. And I love at the end how he waited for his defensive lineman to catch up to throw him another block so he could gain more yardage. What a heady play there by the sophomore.
Just a sophomore, and was able to lead the Lions to a 5-1 record during the spring season. Their lone loss coming to Rolls-Holman. But a returning first-team all-conference player in the Heartland. The offensive player of the year as well. Taylor, again, is going to keep it. He's going to pick up another first down. This time, 15 yards on the carries. Josh Taylor has 74 this afternoon on the ground.
What a weapon to have on your team as you see his stats here. And that doesn't even talk about his rushing yards. As a sophomore, boy, Coach Hopperton's got to love the fact he's got this kid for 2 more years after this year.
And how about that QBR rating as well? You can see he's taking care of the football. He's scoring touchdowns, and he's not forcing any sort of throws.
Average 5 yards a carry coming in. I think he's up that today.
This time a different man will carry it. It'll be McKenzie, who on just his 3rd carry is getting a lot of help from that offensive line. They're creating the holes, and McKenzie is able to pick up 5.
McKenzie hasn't had to run some. He's the guy that's come out of the backfield and the linebackers have had a hard time covering him. One play got called back, but the other one was a huge gainer there. So they're mixing it up a little bit.
McKenzie only averaging 44 yards a game as the lead rusher, should say the lead halfback, lead rusher being Josh Taylor, but McKenzie doing some work as well, averaging 10 yards a carry so far. Direct give for Taylor, and he'll keep it getting close to a first down. Looks like he'll be just a yard short.
They're down inside the red zone. They're wanting to run the clock so that Bluffton does not get the ball back. They still stick it in the end zone. Why you kind of see these design runs here to let that clock go. We wonder when Bluffton still has 2 timeouts left.
And Mount St. Joseph will receive the second half kickoff. So trying to get 2 back-to-back possessions, leaving the first half and then entering the second half. Under 2 left to play. Taylor looks like he wanted to pass, and he's not going to go down. A couple defenders into the backfield, but he's able to get away.
Unbelievable.
Josh Taylor is unstoppable from 10 yards out on 3rd and 1. He gets his second rushing touchdown here tonight, and that puts the Lions back out on top.
Dead to rights in the backfield on a blitz and somehow got away. What a player. Holy smokes. Folks, you got to watch. If you're watching this now, tell your friends to watch this replay on YouTube because it is unbelievable what this kid's doing.
Josh Taylor, 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 of 25 back earlier in the second quarter, and now scores from 10 yards out, making something out of nothing. The Mount on top 17-14 on IndianaSRN.
Oh, we don't know if he's still alive, but
back here on IndianaSRN, Mount St. Joseph leading things 17-14. Josh Taylor on 9 carries has 88 yards rushing and 2 scores. He has been the difference in this one.
Is he trying for back-to-back Heartland Offensive Players of the Week?
That's what it looks like. Not only is he Heartland Player of the Week, but in the spring, Heartland Player of the Year.
As a freshman.
And he's just a sophomore now.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. Doing things as a freshman, and who knows, could see him trying to go back-to-back Player of the Years, and he's got a couple of years of eligibility left. They do not kick it to Archer. Instead, on the return, and we get a flag that comes in on this return from Bluffton. That was Kozakowski returning things. And we also have an injured player out in the field for the Beavers. Appears to be a block in the back upcoming against Bluffton.
Take a look at this touchdown. I'll tell you what, Hopperton has got to be glad that this kid fell through the cracks of them. Because look at that. 2 guys had him, jukes him out of his jockstrap there, and then just waltzes into the end zone, throws the old Superman.
The old Cam Newton up.
Who's that?
Oh, you don't know Cam Newton?
No, I only pay attention to quarterbacks that are in the NFL right now. So,
well, Josh Taylor is playing like the best quarterback in Division III football. 3 guys there to try and bring him down, and they couldn't do so. 141. Check that, 134 on the clock after the kickoff.
Well, he needed to do that Superman pose because he's playing like it today. That's for certain.
He sure is. 134 is what we have for Blake Ryan, the freshman.
He's got time. They got timeouts.
They'll start off with a give to Hunley. Staying patient and finds a hole up the middle. We'll see a hurry-up offense from the Beavers. Second down and 4. Ryan taking the snap. Was looking quickly, and he's got a man on a slant across midfield. If he would have thrown that during his pump fake, that could have been picked off. Great patience there by Ryan. He's able to find Lorenz Johnson for the first time.
Nice play there, actually, to Deshaun Bonte, number 10. And they're looking for some more help. They're going up to him again.
Bonte is having some hand fighting with Noah Abel. And that pass falls incomplete, so the clock will stop at 54.2.
Bonte, a 6'5 sophomore from Canal, Winchester, Ohio. You love that size against some smaller DBs. You can throw it up there and let them go up and get it.
Getting the play from the sideline. Ryan has 2 receivers to his right. The lone receiver near side is Dine. Him and Abel have been going at it for all of this first half. Looking opposite way and not turning around looking for the ball. That was Lorenz Johnson. And he's lucky that that pass isn't picked off as well.
The DB fell down. There was pressure on the quarterback. The receiver didn't turn, and somehow they all got away with it for some reason. And, Donalworth fell down there, but Johnson just couldn't get his head turned around in time. That could have been a big yardage play.
And Troy Speakman back there in coverage for the Mount. But now it's 3rd down and 10. 2 consecutive incompletions. And now we'll get a timeout as the play clock was beginning to wind down. 49.4 is how much time we have left in this first half. Back in a moment after this timeout.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Back out onto the field is the offense for Bluffton. 49.4 left to play in this first half. Beavers trailing things 17-14. Ryan, 3-step drop, going down the sideline and just out of his reach, diving for it. Great effort play there by Zane Dine.
Again, we talked about size. Zane Dine, 6'4", again from Marion, Ohio. Pressure on the outside there from Declan Brophy. Bluffton's lucky they didn't get a holding call, but Brophy from Knoxville, Tennessee with the pressure. And now punt.
We will see Bumgarner, his 3rd punt this afternoon, trying to pin the Lions deep and give them as little time as possible with a long field to go. Bumgarner, rugby style from the 40. End over end kick takes a bounce and almost thought about taking it in, but it will trickle into the end zone. Bluffton had another chance of putting Mount St. Joseph inside the 1.
Boy, got the high bounce, and then it took the worm burn kick there at the end and got into the end zone. They tried to stop it. You have to imagine. I mean, the Mount St. Joseph does have 3 timeouts, but you would imagine they might just take a knee and take the lead into the locker room.
We'll see what Coach Hopperton opts to do. He's in his 5th year as the head coach for Mount St. Joseph. Also serves as the special teams coordinator and defensive backs coach. MSJ won the coach championship back in 2018 with a 8-2 overall record, their best campaign under Coach Hopperton, and it will be a knee down for the Lions offense. They are happy with where they're at. And they won't try to use these 3 timeouts in the final 40 seconds. Clock continues to wind down. There won't be another play after that. Under 10 seconds left to go, and our halftime score will be the Lions of Mount St. Joseph on top 17-14, the conference opener for both of these teams who are 1-2 on the year. Homecoming for Bluffton, they trail 17-14 at the half. We're down to Keith Myers on the sideline, who's with head coach Aaron Krebs of Bluffton.
Coach, just 17-14, guys played a pretty good first half.
Yeah, I'm excited. This is a great HCAC matchup right now. So 2 good teams and battling. It was a great first half, so make some adjustments and see what we can do in a second.
Couple injuries, but the freshman's playing really, really well.
Yeah, I mean, kind of come off the bench, not ready for it. But, yeah, I think Blake's done some really nice things early on, hit a couple throws on that first drive that we got to go down and score on. And it's unfortunate we lost a couple guys, but, we're in it. We're ready.
He's got a smile. He wants to win. He's got a smile, though.
There's no doubt. Let's go.
All right, IndianaSRN will be back with halftime out after this.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
First of all, thank you for letting us be here.
Thank you so much for being here.
It is a homecoming night and a homecoming day. Good crowd on hand. You've got to be pretty pleased.
Oh, we are so excited to see everyone and welcome everyone home to Bluffton University.
Talk about your role as president. Everybody goes, you just sit around and eat candy. That's not what you do. Tell us what you do on a day-to-day operation.
Oh, goodness. Now, you don't want me to talk all day, do you?
We got 15 minutes.
No, I mean, honestly, I think of myself as the person who is the chief encouragement officer. I mean, it's my job to make sure that we have good people in place and we do, and then it's my job to encourage them and help them support our students and move out our mission.
Talk a little bit about the balance of the schedule, because you have to do everything everywhere. How hard is that, and how much do you enjoy doing it?
You know, I really, really enjoy that. So if you saw me slip out of here a few minutes ago, I went over and was able to watch a little bit of volleyball.
Head coach Carlin Carpenter, assistant coaches Denny Phillips and Lou Stokes, and the members of the team who are here today. Let's give a big round of applause. Go Beavers!
Earlier at the homecoming tent as well, saying hi to all the alumni. That's important for you guys to do as well.
Yes, once a Beaver, always a Beaver. We are so glad to have them back.
Tell us a little bit about IndianaSRN being part of the Heartland Conference. It's got to be good for the whole entire conference. What's the president's take on that?
Yeah, I really think it elevates our HCAC conference, and really it elevates our whole D3. It means a lot to our players and to our families, so we are just really grateful for your being here.
A lot of Indiana kids looking into Ohio schools, and why not come to Bluffton, right?
Absolutely.
Once a Beaver, always a Beaver.
That's right. We invite them to come over and visit us and get to know us.
That's great. Thank you so much for your time. Hope we can see you during basketball season. If you need anything else, and if you need a bug, just let us know.
Thanks so much. We'll see you soon.
All right, thanks, Dr. Jane Wood. And we'll take a break. When we come back, Coach will be with us.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
He is Coach James joins us. He is the baseball coach and deputy athletic director of Bluffton College.
How's it going?
University.
Great to be here today. Thanks for having me.
First of all, you greeted us, and it was nice that you greeted us early this morning. What a beautiful day for football.
I don't know if you can get a better homecoming day than this. It's warm enough, but it's not terrible.
Director, what is your vision about this program, and what's the goal of finishing out the fall and during the winter sports?
Yeah, so we want to obviously finish off the fall season, building a lot of momentum into the winter season. But, the vision for the program is for all of our student athletes to have a great experience on campus through their athletic teams and through their relationship with their coaches and the athletic department and the other sports teams on campus. And more than that, we want people to have a great experience on the field, off the field, and that means in two areas. Academically, we want them to be great students, and then also socially, we want them to get involved in as many things as possible.
And you had some wild kids over there in that tent area today, so they're getting involved, and they really enjoy what they're doing.
Yeah, President Wood has a great vision for what a game day at Bluffton should be, and the tailgate atmosphere and homecoming with the food trucks just been great, and it's awesome to see our students in the crowd today making a lot of noise with our alumni.
Talk about your fall sports. Your volleyball team's doing very well, and talk a little bit about that. They're playing today, in fact.
Yeah, the volleyball team's going at it right now. They have a tri-match this afternoon. The fall sports season's been going well. We're competing really well. Highlighting our golf team won the Beaver Classic, our home tournament a couple weeks ago. First tournament win in school history for us. So we're definitely getting that momentum going, like we talked about.
Talk about the Heartland Conference and the marriage with IndianaSRN. How important is that to you as an athletic director and through the other athletic directors?
I think as an athletic director and also as a coach, it's really good for the exposure that IndianaSRN is going to give Bluffton and in the Indiana footprint. We recruit Indiana pretty heavily in all of our sports, so to have prospective students and their families be able to check us out, maybe without making a trip quite yet to campus, but that might spur them on to come over and see our beautiful campus. So we're really excited about this partnership.
Okay, I got one more year of eligibility left. I can throw a 45-yard speed fastball. Would that help your team, or is that not going to help your team?
Depends on where you throw it and where they hit it, right?
Usually in the dirt, Coach. Usually in the dirt.
Well, I think we'd probably let you see what we can do with you. I don't want to cut you just yet.
Well, I appreciate that. Halftime score 17-14. We'll be back after this.
Welcome back to Bluffton University. It's halftime at the home of the Beavers, Alumni Field, with the score. Mount St. Joseph on top, 17-14. Jarrett Lewis alongside Sean Kroll, the Heartland Game of the Week here on Indiana SRN. We have some halftime stats for you. 2 rushing touchdowns for the quarterback, Josh Taylor. He has been magnificent on 9 carries, 88 yards for him. He was one of our keys, especially for Bluffton. They have to key on him. The offense goes through Taylor one way or another. What can Bluffton do, you think, Sean, in the second half to try and slow him down?
I don't know, maybe find somebody as he's coming out of the locker room to, snip his Achilles or something. He's been unbelievable. 107 yards passing, 83 yards rushing, 8.3 yards per carry. He's been fantastic for them so far, but it's only a 3-point game. We talk about how well he's played. I think the biggest story to mention, playing just a whale-level football game for Bluffton, 2 touchdown drives, keeping them in this football game, and they've got a shot. They've got some momentum here on homecoming to really get a big victory for them.
And for Blake Ryan, his numbers, 5 of 10 for 55 yards passing, coming in and replacing their starter, Zach Nobis, the senior. And how about, like you said, a freshman able to step in the middle of a game and deliver the kind of numbers that he has, and he's keeping Bluffton right in things with just a one-score game.
Yeah, Calvin Dudley has 44 yards rushing on 10 carries, 4.4. That's much needed. Drew Mace has had 2 big catches for them for 45 yards, 22.5 per catch, and they've done a great job. The field position's been interesting. Mount St. Joseph has had really good field position, but hasn't really had a huge chance to convert that into a ton of points. But for me, the one stat that jumps off the stat page that we got up here in the press box, time of possession, a 3-minute advantage for Mount St. Joseph, and I think that's exactly what you want if you're Bluffton. You want to make sure to have that time of possession be as close as you can so that your defense isn't getting gassed on the field.
And keeping Taylor off the field as much as you can, too, another key. And another key as well for Bluffton was establishing that run game. And you talked about it just a minute ago, how Dudley and Stoner have picked up the rushing package for the Beavers, and so far they're over 60 yards rushing as a team, and last week they had 67 rushing yards throughout the entire game. So you're happy with how you've played this first half, being able to establish the run game. That was one of the keys we thought before the broadcast started.
They're averaging over 2 yards per carry more than they have so far this season. You got to be ecstatic if you're Coach Krebs. Now what more can you do here in the second half? What opportunities does that possess you to open up the playbook a little bit more, catch them off guard because you've really established that run? Do you have some play action opportunities in place? Run pass option, how is that going to be with Ryan as opposed to having Nobis? We'll see, but I think Coach Krebs likes where they're at, and we may see some interesting things from both squads here in the second half.
We have some other scores for you around the Heartland Conference. 3 other games being played at the moment, and looks like all of them are at the half as well. What are those scores looking like right now, Sean?
Well, and a shocker here, Rose Holman is defeating Defiance 41-0 at halftime. And after one half here, you have got Franklin is down to Manchester 16-7. It looks like Anderson is in a close game with Hanover here, 21-3. It looks as if that is the case here at halftime for them. Don't forget, next week, where will we be?
We'll be at Manchester.
For Defiance at Manchester, week number 2. But, man, only one half of week number 1's in the books.
Can't believe it.
It's unbelievable.
It is great for us here at IndianaSRN
hang on.
be here.
I see our guy Keith Myers waving down on the sidelines there. Do you have something for us, Keith?
Yes, I do. I will tell you right.
Hold on, we got him here.
Yes,
there
I do. I will tell you right now. Nachos are not bad.
Okay.
Popcorn's not bad. Hot dog, best in Ohio.
Best hot dog in Ohio. You heard it here first.
That is the best hot dog I've had in a year.
That is this. There's no better sideline reporter than that from Keith Myers.
I guess as the year goes on, we'll have some concession stand ratings from the coach, Keith Myers. We'll take another break. It's halftime here at Bluffton University.
How does a good man become even better? By working out? Or by working his way up the corporate ladder? By changing his diet? Or by changing his style? By traveling the world? Or by staying perfectly still? For 300 years, we've helped good men become the best versions of themselves through a dedicated fraternity and by taking an oath to live a life of integrity, service, and brotherly love. Men who are as committed to each other and their families as they are to our noble cause. In the end, we don't just make men better, we make them Masons. Not just a man, a Mason.
Welcome back to Bluffton University in Bluffton, Ohio, the Heartland Game of the Week right here on IndianaSRN. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. Jarrett Lewis alongside Sean Kroll. Halftime score 17-14 with the Lions on top of the Beavers, and it's homecoming as well for Bluffton University. They are keeping this game very close, very interesting.
They've done a great job so far, as we talked about before we went to break, running the football, doing better than they have so far this year, and limiting the time of possession. Josh Taylor is such a weapon for the Lions. He's been fantastic so far today. What can these squads do in the second half to mount drives, and especially for Bluffton, keeping the clock on their side?
One of the keys we had for this game was Bluffton being able to establish the run game, which they have done. They are neck and neck in rushing yards with Mount St. Joseph, 106 to 107. So they have done just that, being able to keep that run game going. And after having a quarterback like Zach Nobis going out for the Beavers and having your freshman Ryan come in and do a heck of a job in keeping Bluffton in this ball game, as we look back at some of the highlights of the first half.
First try to touchdown there got knocked away on a great defensive play by Bluffton, held them to a field goal in their first drive. I think that was huge for Bluffton to gain them some momentum. As you see, here's Nobis, and I think this might have been the play here where he got knocked out. As a great catch there on the sideline. After that, though, he came out, and that's when the freshman came in to take over for him, and they scored 2 touchdowns after that.
And in that second quarter, it was a lot of Josh Taylor as well, as we see this big-time pass pickup for Drew Mace, and that was one of the first plays. That was, in fact, the first pass that we saw from the freshman Blake Ryan, able to get that one off to Mace, who has 2 catches for 48 yards. But then we start to see a lot of the Josh Taylor show after we see this first score of the game. This got Bluffton on top for the first time.
I think that pass to Mace gave the freshman a ton of confidence and enabled them to run that play and the quick inside route there, slant for the touchdown to give them the lead, and he's taken that and ran with it so far in this game today. This is a fantastic football game so far.
Andre Price on the touchdown reception for the Beavers. Here is a play for Mount St. Joseph. Got a big run out of their starting tailback, that being Mariano McKenzie, who on just 3 carries has 30 total yards rushing, so he's been good for 10 yards a carry. Hasn't had to do much because we've seen a lot of Taylor in the run game as well as the pass game here.
Yeah, great the pass there. Their run-pass option is lethal when you have the athlete that you have in Josh Taylor and his ability to run. The amount of tackles that he's shaken out of or made people miss on blitzes or either one is going to be fantastic. Here we see they pinned Bluffton all the way down to the 1-yard line early in the contest to really make it difficult for Bluffton. They ended up punting after that possession.
Special teams is sometimes often forgotten about in a football game, but it could very well be the difference. And Mount St. Joseph doing a good job of keeping Archer out of any sort of opportunities of him making some plays, as what he has been doing all season. And going back to spring, he is the reigning special teams and newcomer of the year in the Heartland.
That's one of the things Coach Hopper did talk about, was taking away that weapon on special teams, and him being the special teams coordinator has allowed them to do that. And then you see that again right here, Josh Taylor finding the seam in the opening and then having a nose for the end zone and sticking the ball in the end zone. He's been fantastic today.
That was the first touchdown for Taylor that puts the Lions back out on top. Our second lead change of the afternoon. The Lions able to get the lead there 10-7, but the Beavers were able to respond. This penalty had Bluffton set up in great striking distance.
And they got a rushing touchdown on the right side. Again, we talked about the fact that they had a new starting left guard this game for Bluffton, but they've done a great job of setting the tone and running the football. And there was the touchdown by Dudley, I believe.
Kanan Stoner was able to get into the end zone first, but Dudley has had a great game for the Beavers as well on the ground. For him, he has 44 yards on 10 carries. Stoner, just 4 carries for 13, but able to get that touchdown and give another lead change that put the Beavers back out on top. But then it was this man.
Houdini took over, and he just I don't know how he managed to get out of that and still snuck in the end zone without even hitting the ground there, and got the Superman pose going because he deserved it.
He's no Cam Newton, although Cam Newton, like you said, not in the league as of right now. But Superman of the Heartland Conference so far here today has been Josh Taylor. Here's our last look. A minute starting to wind down. This was one of the last plays of that first half. The Beavers ended up punting on this possession, and Mount St. Joseph was content with kneeling down and going to the half. Under 2 minutes left to go until we get this second half rolling here on Indiana SRN. It's the Heartland Game of the Week. We'll be right back.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Second half set to get underway here from Alumni Field in Bluffton University. Jarrett Lewis alongside the man Sean Kroll, our very first Heartland Game of the Week. Also Keith Myers out on the sidelines with us, the third member of our broadcast team. It will be the Beavers that'll kick things off to start off this second half. Mount St. Joseph on top 17-14. 2 rushing touchdowns for Josh Taylor are the two scores for the Lions.
Nick Lewis doing a great job on the camera in spite of the infestation of Yellow Jackets, and Jerry Collins on the ones and twos producing.
As the second half kickoff takes a bounce and picking up from the 20 and high tackle around the neck area. No penalty flags coming in as the Bluffton faithful appreciative of that kickoff coverage.
Latrell Tompkins with the big hit. My goodness, little clothesline there on the tackle.
Looked like it was Joey Newton on the return for the Lions. Able to get things out to the 24, and that's how this second half gets underway.
We'll see what kind of adjustments Bluffton makes at halftime to try and contain Josh Taylor this half.
Taylor 190 yards of total offense in that first half. And here he is on the first play and getting into the backfield quickly, taking down McKenzie for a loss. For Bluffton, that was Latrell Tompkins, just a freshman, loss of 1 yard on the play.
Makes a tackle on the kickoff and makes the first big play here in the second half, loses about a yard, and the homecoming crowd is sensing some good things happening for the Beavers.
Packed house here at the home of the Beavers. Mount St. Joseph traveling well. Their side of the field filled up. This time Taylor looking to pass. He's got a man wide open. It's Austin Brock. He could go across the 30 to the 10-yard line, and Brock is going to score.
Wow.
76-yard touchdown from Josh Taylor to Austin Brock, his fourth catch tonight. And what a way to start off this second half for Mount St. Joseph.
Yeah, we just talked about momentum for Bluffton. Great first play. They back it up with a 76-yard touchdown pass. And just like that, 23-14 pending the extra point right early here. Not even a minute gone by here in this third quarter.
Taylor and Brock silencing the Bluffton home fans. This PAT is up and good from Farfsing. It's now a 10-point lead for the Lions. We'll see Bluffton up next right here on IndianaSRN. back here on Indiana SRN. Mount St. Joseph, in a matter of 50 seconds, goes 76 yards. The touchdown reception to Austin Brock, and he makes it a 10-point game for the Lions.
Was one of the adjustments at halftime for Mount St. Joseph, hey, let's get a couple of two-play drives and quick scores and see what happens? My goodness, what a huge play. Now the question is, can Bluffton stop that momentum and sustain a drive of their own to kind of put some wind back in their sails and put some points on the board?
It took only 4 catches for Brock to eclipse 100 yards. He's at 108, and coming off a game 2 weeks ago with 7 catches for 105, so eclipsing that yardage mark with less catches after their game from 2 weeks ago against Trine, the 31-30 overtime loss. Trying to get back into the winning column are the Lions, and another short kick. They avoid Archer, and it's off of Bluffton, but it goes out of bounds. Dodging a bullet there was the Beavers, and they'll have great field position to set up their opening second-half drive.
You'll see the play right here. Receiver on the inside, the slot, and there might have been a mix-up in the zone coverage there. Nobody was there to cover him. Archer tried to run him down from the back, but he got loose, and 6 points on the board, matched his number.
And how about Taylor standing in that pocket? You could feel the pressure getting close in him from the outside. He stood up strong and delivered a nice ball to Brock over the middle of the field.
Sometimes on the zone defense, it's tough for the linebacker. There's no one to release and give coverage to the defensive backs. There was the mix-up there, and it caused a huge play as we go here in the second half.
Get our first look at the Bluffton offense. And we also get the first carry from Kanan Stoner in this second half. Loss of 2 yards on the play. The defense feeling the momentum that the offense just gave them.
Yeah, if the defense can get a quick 3-and-out here and force a punt, boy, that puts a huge momentum swing on the side of Mount St. Joseph.
Beavers' second play upcoming, 2nd and 12, with Blake Ryan still out there at quarterback. He's got Stoner moving to his right side. Thought about giving to Stoner, and they will on the read option. Stoner nowhere to go. The interior defensive line for Mount St. Joseph making it tough for the Bluffton run game.
Anthony Wright coming in from the left side on the linebacker to their star position is what they call it. Coach Krebs was worried about him. He's a great athlete. He made a great play there, and now it's 3rd and long. Really an issue here. This is a big play for Bluffton early in the third quarter.
At the 36-yard line, 2 receivers both sides. Ryan. Passing situation here. Ryan's short pass underneath to Stoner. Great open field tackle made there by Mount St. Joseph. And that was Nick Stevenson, who gives minimal gain to Stoner.
Great job there by the 6-foot sophomore from Cincinnati Sycamore to force a punt. And man, oh man, the defense now, who hasn't had much time on the sideline for Bluffton, has to go back out and stop that Lions offense in a big defensive series for the Beavers.
Punt upcoming here from Bumgarner for the 3rd time this afternoon. Good start to the second half for the Lions. Bumgarner able to get this one away, takes a bounce from the 39 and will be downed at the 34-yard line. We'll get another look, a quick look at this offense returning out onto the field. Josh Taylor, who had just completed that 76-yard pass to Austin Brock over the middle of the field, and now Bluffton is sort of a dangerous territory to start off this second half. You don't want to go down 3 scores, and that if a touchdown here comes from Mount St. Joseph, we very well could see a 3-score game.
This is an instance where I think you're going to see Mount St. Joseph rely a lot more on Josh Taylor in the RPO and maybe keeping it and running the football himself, which he did so well in the first half. He's looking to get another 200 passing, 100-yard rushing game.
Right now, 180 yards passing. He'll start things off with a give to McKenzie, which goes nowhere. And tripping him up in the backfield for Bluffton was Keith Holmes Jr.
Nice stop there for no gain. That's what you need. You need your defense right here for Bluffton to step up and force another punt and allow Bluffton to get the ball back and do something offensively.
Holmes Jr., 6-foot senior at 250 from Toledo. Right now, Near side, outside the left tackle. They'll empty the backfield. Taylor taking the snap on 2nd and 10. Flushed out of the pocket. Now will heave one down the field and given a jersey grab, which was missed by the referee. No call. You can see the sideline of Mount St. Joseph looking for that call, and we could see it up here, but referee will keep the penalty in his pocket.
Yeah, it kind of hesitated, did the receiver a little bit, and that caused the jersey grab, but Taylor saw him, had him open. You got to keep running on those routes when the quarterback breaks contain and gets on the outside.
Now 3rd and long. 5 receivers out wide for Taylor. Just a 2-man rush down the middle of the field, and this time he's able to connect with his man Wyatt Ruckerson's first catch of the afternoon. Puts Mount St. Joseph in incredible position, 36 yards on the pickup.
Great catch by the 5'9 sophomore from Greenback, Tennessee. And just a great throw by Taylor to put it where only he could catch it. Big play, and man, they're knocking on the door again. This offense is explosive.
Already on the other side of Bluffton, the Beavers had Mount St. Joseph in a 3rd and long, and now trying to tackle Newton in the backfield on the jet sweep. He turns a loss of 3 into maybe a gain of just 1. Newton's 2nd carry via the jet sweep.
It looked like Saulbeamer on that tackle, no?
And meeting him in the backfield, I believe, was Saulbeamer. Check that. It may have been Latrell Tompkins. He's working that side of the field on the defensive line. They'll bunch the formation back up, 2nd and 8. Again, Newton in motion. This time, Taylor on the keep. Defense shifts towards the motion man, and Taylor takes advantage of it, keeping the ball up the middle.
Love the decision-making there by Taylor. The blocking scheme's fantastic where it looks like it's going to shift with the receiver who's coming across in motion. Taylor sees the space in the middle and goes for it. Huge chunk of yardage. Now you got 3rd and short.
3rd down and just 1 yard left to go. Taylor will be by himself in the backfield. Bluffton looking to bring pressure, trying to get outside, but able to set the edge. Taylor fights his way and is going to pick up a 1st down. Bluffton had Taylor dead in the backfield. It could have been a loss on the play, but instead, Taylor, he's Houdini. He's getting 1st downs.
He's unbelievable how he escapes these, and it looked like his helmet popped off there, too, at the end, so he may have to sit out a play. But what an unbelievable effort there by Josh Taylor to get the 1st down.
Taylor has been magnificent, just the sophomore, and now a freshman will come in. The usual backup, Tyler Prather, is going to play at least 1 down as Taylor on the sideline for the moment with his helmet off. Give up the middle to McKenzie, and he's got a hole, gets tackled by his shoestrings, but still able to pick up 6 yards on 1st down.
Trying to look over on the sideline of Mount St. Joseph to see what is going on, if anything, with Josh Taylor. But in for now, Prather, nice run on 1st down inside the red zone.
McKenzie, 6 carries for 30 yards, and right now to the left of Prather, who rolls out that way, but now brings things back towards the middle of the field, and it's swatted down at the line of scrimmage. One of the players there in the area was Brady Wilker, junior D lineman from Delphos, Ohio.
Tried to throw back across the field on a nice little play there, but great job getting his hands up and knocking the football down, and now brings up 3rd and short for the Lions.
Third down in an empty backfield for Prather. Just his 3rd play this afternoon. He's going to step up into the pocket and doing a little bit of what Taylor was doing. Prather to the end zone. The 3rd rushing touchdown from Mount St. Joseph quarterbacks. It's the freshman, Tyler Prather, who extends the Lions lead.
Wow, how about that for a substitute? Comes in and sticks it in the end zone after a few plays on his own to make the score 30-14 here, not even midway through the third quarter.
Tyler Prather needed just a few plays, and Josh Taylor, for the moment on the sideline, thought maybe he would just be out for one play, but Prather finishes off the drive with 6 points, making it 7 is Farfsing, who's perfect on PATs. 31-14 now our score. Lions in control in this third quarter.
Your hauling or moving project has arrived, and College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving has you covered. Honest. Uniformed. Nice. Knowledgeable. Service. College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Welcome back to Bluffton University, Bluffton, Ohio, the site of this Heartland Conference opener between the Lions and the Beavers. Right now, Mount St. Joseph, 2 third-quarter touchdowns. They've extended their halftime lead to 31-14. Mount St. Joseph getting ready to kick things off with Farfsing, the junior, 3 for 3 on his PATs, and also able to put a field goal through. That was the first score of the ball game from 24 yards out for the Lions. Short kick, takes a bounce, and able to fall on it and keep it within his grasp is Taviano.
You see the touchdown here as Prather looks to throw, goes through his progressions, nobody's open, finds space on the left-hand side and outraces everyone to the end zone.
How about the quarterback play from Taylor, and then Prather able to come in, and Prather looks like Taylor's twin, his look-alike, and he's just doing a little bit of the same thing that what Taylor was doing. We'll have 1st and 10 for the Beavers. 3 receivers to the near side. They'll start things off with a pass, and it's almost intercepted. Nearly picking that one off for Mount St. Joseph was Devin Donnerworth, and nearly going the other way for 6. Keith Myers is on the sideline. He's got some scoreboard updates for us.
Scoreboard update brought to you by Morales Group. Manchester at Franklin today. Manchester leads 16-7. That's at the end of the third quarter. Hanover and Anderson. Anderson visiting Hanover. Hanover's all over them 28-0. And Rose-Hulman in Defiance. Rose-Hulman 42-7 going into the fourth. Back up to you guys.
Thanks so much, Keith. 2nd and 10 now for the Beavers as our rain begins to fall down here at Bluffton. And getting loose is the receiver, Zane Dine, down the sideline and brought down from behind. Gets close to the 30-yard line, out to the 32. Big pickup there on 2nd down and 10 for Bluffton.
Great pass there by Ryan to throw it to his back shoulder, allowing him to adjust and not letting the DB adjust. Big gain for Bluffton, which helps.
3rd catch tonight here for Zane Dine. Now Bluffton on the side of the field of Mount St. Joseph. It will be a give to Stoner. Pick up a 5 yards for him on 1st down.
Hanging on for dear life there, I think, was Declan Brophy as he was trying to make the tackle there.
And the rain now picks up along with the wind. Fans are starting to exit the stands, a few umbrellas up, but we continue our play with Bluffton now at the 29-yard line. Ryan will give it to Stoner up the middle. He's close to a 1st down. That last-second lunge may have given it to him. Actually, he'll be just a half yard short. So Stoner has the Beavers set up here, 3rd down and 1. Little hurry-up offense here from the Beavers. And this time, Ryan will keep it on the read option. Has a man out in the flat, and it's going to be a loss of yardage on the play. Noah Abel playing that DB spot, able to tackle Trey Cummings for a loss.
Great read there by Abel on that play. Knew exactly what was coming. Came up and made the tackle for a loss. Now it's 4th and short, and Bluffton has to go for this.
They're keeping the offense out there. 4th and 1 from the 24.
And now you're concerned with these wet conditions and handling the football. The center to quarterback snap is huge now.
Still in the pistol. Mount St. Joseph shifts at the last moment at the D line. It won't matter as Stoner lowers his head and gets to the 20-yard line. Good enough for 3 yards and a first down.
Mother Nature has inserted herself in this game. We'll see how that affects. And Bluffton's got a tough road to hoe here with the comeback. Is the weather going to hurt them in their offensive sets trying to come back from this 17-point deficit?
And with these heavy winds, too, it's like a sideways rain that's hitting right in the face of the Bluffton offense.
21 unanswered points for Mount St. Joseph. Bluffton has to put something on the scoreboard here.
It will be another gift to Stoner, and lowers his shoulder, taking the impact and knocking down 2 Lions defenders. Short pickup of just 4.
Julius Fisher, the senior from St. Mary's, Ohio, went toe-to-toe with Caden, and boy, both of them bounced off each other.
Stoner is a tough man to bring down, 5'11", 235, and with a little bit more on this weather, Keith Myers, what do you got for us?
Got the radar on, and it looks like we're going to have rain for about 30 minutes, and it's going to be really windy the rest of the night.
With 5 minutes left to go, and there's a late hit coming in, and a penalty going to be called against Mount St. Joseph. Bad snap. Ryan didn't field it in cleanly. And the first penalty in the personal foul variety that we've seen in this ball game.
Nick Brokering came in. Once you're down in college, you're down, but he decided to jump on him, the kid from Shelbyville, Indiana, and that's going to give Bluffton enough penalty yardage for a first down.
Big penalty against the Indiana kid. It was 2nd and 7. And with the bad snap, would have had Bluffton in a tough situation here with the weather as a factor. And you're looking at 2nd and 3rd and longs. But now that penalty marked off from the spot of the foul puts them at the 13-yard line. Inside the red zone are the Beavers.
First down, which is huge as well. Gives them more shots here at the end zone as they've got plenty of time. They just got to connect here.
Stoner again getting a majority of the work this drive, able to plow forward and get to the 6-yard line. Stoner having quite the third quarter here. Set carries of 5, 4, 3, 3, and now 7. 2nd and 3 for the Beavers. Trying to end this 21-point run for Mount St. Joseph. Wobbly pass towards the end zone, and having to come back for it was Andre Price. Price, the one catch tonight, good for a 6-yard score, but unable to reel that one in from Ryan.
You could see the wind affect that pass as Ryan tried to just kind of loft that up there, and the wind said, "Oh, not tonight, young man."
This wind has really picked up. These flags blowing towards our left.
Yeah, they're going right now. Bluffton is going into the wind, and that does not help them whatsoever.
Showing pressure is the Lions. Getting out quickly, going to Price again, and Noah Abel says, not this time. He forces a 4th down upcoming for Bluffton, and now it's decision time for Coach Krebs.
You got to go for it.
Keeping the offense out there as Ryan gets the play from the third-year head coach.
Both the passes have gone to the short side of the field. I'd like to see them try something to the wide side of the field with those two receivers over there. Give them room to make some moves and get open in the end zone.
Bluffton doesn't have to score here. They have 3 yards to pick up a first down, but they'll talk about it just a little bit more as Coach Krebs calls this timeout with 4:08 left to play. We'll take a timeout with them back in a moment right here on Indiana SRN.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Back out of the timeout, and it looks like Coach Hopperton on the side of Mount St. Joseph wants to call a timeout as well after seeing possibly the look at what Bluffton was going to bring out on this big fourth down attempt.
Hey, follow the Heart-Filling Conference at HCAC DIII. Those are capitalized for D3 on Twitter to keep up to date with scores and everything you want to know. If you want to know what we're doing with the Heartland Conference, check us out at IndianaSRN.org is our website. Our Twitter address is at IndianaSRN. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch the replays of all the games. We've also got the sports page on IndianaSRN to keep you up to date. And a friendly reminder, this broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, videos, and audio without the express written permission of the HCAC and IndianaSRN is prohibited.
So now each team calling a timeout. In the backfield is Dudley and Stoner to the left of the quarterback Ryan. 4th down and 3 from the 6. The snap to Ryan, fakes the give to Dudley. Looking towards the goal line. Flag does come in. It'll be a defensive holding call against Mount St. Joseph. The intended target for Ryan appeared to be Joseph Taviano.
It looks like it's going to be on Devin Donnerworth.
Donnerworth trying to keep Taviano from getting into the end zone, but now it'll be a first down automatically given to the Beavers after the defensive hold.
Great play call. Play action, rolled out to the right, had the receiver open, got the penalty. Might have been able to run it in, but now at least you got 4 shots here from about the 3-yard line.
First down and goal to go. 4:03 on the clock for Bluffton. The give is to Stoner, bouncing off the left tackle and getting into the end zone. Kanan Stoner's second touchdown here this afternoon cuts into that Mount St. Joseph lead.
Nice job bouncing off the first wave that came through, cutting left and getting into the end zone, pay dirt, and that's exactly what Bluffton needs. Now they need their defense to make a stop and get them the ball back.
With this PAT trying to make it a 10-point ball game. Jake Baumgartner 2 for 2 so far this afternoon. Set to hold, Jeremiah Beringer. His hold is good. The kick is good as well. Through the uprights, 31-21, Mount St. Joseph still leads with just under 4 left to play in this third quarter.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Still light rainfall here at Bluffton University and Alumni Field. The Beavers, though, with the run game, able to get back into the end zone. The second score this afternoon for Kanan Stoner, a freshman running back, a bulldozer of a running back. He's able to get into the end zone for the second time this afternoon.
Got a little bit of help with some penalties on that drive. Got some breaks fall their way. They stuck at the end zone. Now the defense needs to make a big play for the Beavers.
Bumgarner's kick is short. Will take a bounce in dangerous territory, but Newton is there to pick it up. Makes a couple of moves and brings things back near side. Finally tackled down at the 35-yard line. Making the play for the Beavers was Latrell Tompkins. Called his name a couple times tonight. Just a freshman from Detroit, Michigan, 6'4", 233. Still good field position to start things off. We talked about this in the first half, how the first 4 drives were started at least the 35 for Mount St. Joseph.
Well, Sands the second one, which is 13, but Prather is back out on the field from Cincinnati Colerain. Taylor's not playing.
So now we see both starting quarterbacks are out of this ball game. Nobis left the game early in that first quarter, and now Josh Taylor not on the field for the moment. It is Prather to get things going. McKenzie's first run is good for no gain.
Prather had a short field to work with when he came in. Let's see what he can do here with an entire series under the center and maybe take this Mount St. Joseph squad and stick it in the end zone. That'll help his cause as the backup for the Lions.
Prather in the gun. Will keep it himself. Read option and 2 or 3 Beavers defenders there to limit him to just 3 yards.
And quickly now you're 3rd and long. Need to see if we can get an update on Josh Taylor as to what happened.
3rd down and 7. Approaches the offense of the Mount. They'll split everybody out wide. Prather in the backfield alone. 3 down linemen for Bluffton. They only rush 3. Still getting pressure to Prather. Looking to step up, and he falls down on his own. Nobody there to make contact with him, but Prather felt the heat and ends up taking a seat back inside the 30.
I wonder if he had one of his linemen step on his feet and that made him fall down. But that being said, great stand by the defense of Bluffton. They get the football back with a chance to cut into this 10-point lead even more.
Losing 8 on the drop back was Prather, and now punting from the 15-yard line is going to be Ryan Murray.
Only the second punt of the afternoon for Mount St. Joseph.
Murray with the win to help him out. End over end punt fielded by Archer. His first touch of the ball game. Takes a big hit and a flag coming in with it.
That's from the far judge, but that was a lick right there.
Big time hit applied from Mount St. Joseph, and the referee on this near side was the farthest one away from the play. Saw Nick Stevenson lay down the hammer on Archer.
You'll see him coming across and boom. With the shoulder.
And it's going to go against Bluffton, blocking.
It looked like it was.
Looks like a low block below the knees.
Ooh.
And that is going to hurt the return that Archer had for the Beavers. The first time we've called his name here tonight, the reigning Defensive Player, Special Teams, and Newcomer of the Year in the Heartland Conference.
First time they've kicked to him all afternoon. He gets some yardage, takes a savage pop, and now the penalty shakes him back all the way to the 22.
1:40 left to play in this third quarter. The rain continues to come down. But Bluffton able to get a defensive stop and trying to make this a one-score game. They'll hand it off up the middle to Dudley. Defensive line for Mount St. Joseph only allowing them 3 yards.
Stoner and Dudley have been a nice 1-2 punch, for Bluffton tonight, giving each other a breather, and you like to have those options as they're pounding it really essentially between the tackles in their running game.
Brokering and Grigsby doing their work on top of the center. And back to Dudley. Back towards the middle. Nowhere to go that time on 2nd down and 7. Under a minute left to go in this third quarter now.
Need a couple of first downs here. Keep this momentum that you've had within this last half of the third quarter as the rain comes down harder.
It's coming down a little bit harder now. More fans are exiting the bleachers. 30 seconds left to go. Could be the last play of this third quarter from Bluffton. 3rd down and 7. May have to put it through the air. Ryan with a 3-step drop over the middle of the field. Has his man. And going backwards, though, could have picked up a first down. But Trey Cummings fielded it in around the 30-yard line and gets tackled at the 29.
My, oh my, when you get that pass there, you got to go north-south. You cannot go east and west, or that will cause you issues.
Punting unit out onto the field, but they'll have to wait a couple of minutes until we start this fourth quarter. 15 minutes left to go in this one from Bluffton University on IndianaSRN. Punting unit out onto the field to begin this fourth quarter of play on IndianaSRN, the Heartland Game of the Week. Along with Sean Kroll, Jarrett Lewis here, and he's going to have to kick it out of the back of the end zone. Bad snap back towards Bumgarner, and it's going to cost the Beavers.
Pretty sure that's going to be a safety no matter what. The penalty's for kicking it out of the back of the end zone, but better than giving up a touchdown.
And nothing Bumgarner is going to be able to do there. And kind of thinking quickly to prevent 6 points and just giving the 2 to Mount St. Joseph. The call is an illegal touching against Bumgarner. And it won't be a safety. Actually, it'll just be Mount St. Joseph at the half-yard line. So now Mount St. Joseph will have a chance to get the touchdown here.
That's surprising. I thought it would be a safety with a penalty in the end zone, but no, they get the ball at the half-yard line with a chance to get 6 more instead of just 2.
So now the Bluffton defense in a tough situation here, backed up, and only going to have 4 chances to stop Mount St. Joseph from just the half-yard line. Could easily just see a give to McKenzie or a keep for Prather, and it looks like it's going to be Prather back out onto the field at quarterback. Prather was able to score the last touchdown for the Lions. Just 4 seconds into this fourth quarter. 15-minute quarters Prather. He's in the pistol with McKenzie behind him. Read option. Straight give up the middle to Mariano McKenzie. And it takes just one play after the bad snap on the punt for the Lions to capitalize and make it, again, a 16-point game.
Another short drive there. Of course, that one isn't hard when you start at the half-yard line. But just a series of unfortunate events here for Bluffton really kind of has going to make it difficult for them to come back in this football game. And again, the weather, the bad snap, all that really caused some issues here in the last few minutes.
Farsing on the PAT, but not before we get some early movement from the offensive line. That'll push things back 5 yards. Farsing 4 for 4 on his PATs. And instead of kicking from the 3, they'll back him up to the 8. Rain coming down here in Bluffton, Ohio. And along with the Lions of Mount St. Joseph, those two things right now spoiling the homecoming afternoon for Bluffton. Still a lot of time left in this one as they get pushed back, but the PAT still goes through for Farsing, 38-21 our score. We'll take a break. 14:53 left to go in this one.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. His land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a deer. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Welcome back to Bluffton University, the Heartland game of the week between the Beavers and the Lions right now, the road team. Even with the conditions affecting this ball game, able to find ways to still score the football. It took just one play and 1 yard for McKenzie to get it into the end zone and make this lead 38-21 for the Mount.
And that's a learning moment for both these squads to know that if on a punt, the hike goes over the punter's head and into the end zone, you can't kick it out of the end zone, fall on it and take the safety as opposed to kicking it out, because then you're going to give up a touchdown. So 2 is much more palatable than 7.
Yeah, we originally thought it would just be the 2 points. But Mount St. Joseph able to capitalize on the bad snap. Short kick. Will take a bounce, and Taviano wanted Archer to come up and get it, but he'll have to fall on it as he has done multiple times in the kickoff return game and falling down at the 25.
Yeah, he's been their leading return guy. He's been their only return guy, I think.
Archer just had the one touch on the punt return and took a big knock from Stevenson of Mount St. Joseph. So the offense is back out on there for the Beavers. Still Blake Ryan, the freshman, who took over for Zach Nobis after just one possession. Nobis taking a big hit that forced him out of the ball game. We'll start things off on the ground with Dudley. Calvin Dudley sees his 13th carry go for 4 yards.
Again, both Dudley and Kanan have had good ball games today running the football for Bluffton. Kanan Stoner, 6'1". He's a freshman from Bell Center, Ohio.
Stoner not out on the field for the moment. Dudley, the lone man in the backfield, bringing the pressure, nearly getting the sack and avoiding it nicely, but throwing it into triple coverage was Ryan. His intended target that time was Zane Dine, but 3 different players there for Mount St. Joseph, including Noah Abel.
A lot of confusion on that play as things were kind of going wonky from the get-go. Calvin Dudley, like you said, sophomore, running back, 5'11", from Akron, Ohio, Coventry High School.
Donalworth and Speakman also playing extremely well in that secondary for the Lions. Now 3rd down and 6.
I think you're in 4-down territory regardless here.
And it'll be in 1st down instead. Won't have to worry about 1st down as Ryan connects with Zane Dine. That's his 4th catch. Dine right now 75 yards receiving.
Ryan and Dine, you could almost say,
How about that?
Rhyme me and dine me, right?
A little rhyming between number 9 and 19 on the Bluffton offense. On 1st down and 10. They're at the 36. And now they get pushed back to the 35. Game tackled that time was Dudley. And he saw a swarm of Lions bring him down. Coming out of the bottom of the pile was Declan Brophy for Mount St. Joseph. Also there on the tackle, Noah Derman.
Brophy did a great job of standing up the tight end and getting his arm out to stop the forward progression, fighting off the block and making the tackle. Excellent job there by the 6'1" sophomore from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Beavers get pushed back. They're at the 35 with 2nd and 11. Blitz coming from the Lions, and almost getting through it was Dudley. Able to pick up 3 yards on that carry.
You have to imagine they're in four down territory in every possession, no matter where they're at, being down 17 points here in the 4th quarter.
Getting the play from the sideline is Ryan and company, seeing a 3rd down and 8 upcoming. Still probably 4-down territory this late in the ballgame, down 3 scores. Taking the snap. 5-step drop for Ryan, looking deep now over the middle of the field. He's going to be intercepted. There to pick things off for the Mount. A great defensive effort so far this afternoon from Troy Speakman. Gets the first interception of this ballgame.
Tough throw into coverage, a little bit high. It's trying to make a play, as you'll see here. Ryan coming down, pumps, zips it, and just over. Tried to fit it into a small window there over Donalworth, but a little bit too high, and Speakman comes up with it.
Speakman from the spring season, a returning all-conference first-team member. Gives the ball back to his offense, and on the first carry towards that far side is the freshman Ari Turner, getting his first action of this ball game.
We see Josh Taylor over on the sidelines. He's fine. He's got his helmet off, but I think that's just precautionary measures, as Prather's doing a great job so far with the 17-point lead. No sense trying to rush him back in.
With how well the offense is moving, Coach Hopperton can appreciate having Prather in as the backup, getting some reps as a freshman. He'll keep it this time after the fake, picking up a 1st down to the 44-yard line.
This is exactly what you want to do here if you're Mount St. Joseph. Run the football, get 1st downs, churn that clock out, and go home with the W.
Clock winds down, 11:15 now. Mount St. Joseph will look to continue to go to that ground game. They have 2 freshmen in the backfield with Prather and Turner. This time it's Turner on 1st and 10, only picking up just 1. The Bluffton defense is going to look to probably stack the box, get minimal yardage from Mount St. Joseph, and try and force a punt.
Yeah, I would watch here for, maybe a run-pass option with Prather getting outside. And if they're going to stack that box in the middle, sending the receivers downfield, giving them space to run to the outside and getting some first down, staying in bounds.
Prather in the pistol stance at the 40, fakes the give. Now we'll throw it deep down the field and overshoots his man. That was Caden Pollard, a freshman receiver, who looked to stop on his route. Prather may have thought he was going to keep on going.
I was surprised they actually threw it there. Because now it's 3rd down and 9.
And that stops the clock at 10:20. See what the Lions come up here on 3rd down and long. Fake the give again. Rolling out to his left. Prather has a man, and he will pick up the first down. Nice connection there. His first catch of this ball game. Gary Powell III, the freshman, picking up a big-time first down.
Great call there by Mount St. Joseph offense. Fake the run, roll him to the opposite side, but easy throw across your body to be able to get the first down. Nice job. Keep the clock running.
Under 10 now left to go. The rain has lightened up to just a slight sprinkle. New set of downs for the Lions. Back to the run game, and Prather perhaps should have gave it to McKenzie, but he keeps it and has a loss of 2 yards, getting into the backfield and making the tackle for the Beavers was Dana Shoulders. Shoulders just one of 2 all-conference players returning this season for the Beavers, the other one being Archer.
You can see the length of time getting the play, and they're making sure they get the correct call and using all the play clock again. Clock is your friend here for your Mount St. Joseph.
Go back to rolling out to his left, finding another man in the flat and jumping out of bounds after the reception was Jake Ayler. That now makes 8 different receivers in this game for the Mount St. Joseph passing attack.
Third down and long now. We'll see what they do. I would imagine just to keep this, again, as we say, keep the clock moving. Well, they're going with an empty set, so maybe they, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I guess this is the mantra if you're the Lions right now.
Don't forget, possible design quarterback run with Prather. Or he could just step up into the pocket, which he does, and delivers a strike across the middle of the field. Bluffton defenders say it was incomplete and that Kinholt didn't reel it in, but the referees say that he did, and picking up a nice first down on 3rd and long is Mount St. Joseph.
He took a pretty good lick on that play, too. Held on to it. Of course, if you ask the Bluffton defenders, they'll say no, he didn't, but the men in stripes are whose opinions matter the most on those plays.
Kinholt now leading the Lions in receptions with 5. That one gets them to the 29-yard line. They'll empty it out yet again. Out in the flat. 5-yard out route. Hauling it in on that far sideline is Joey Newton. That's his 3rd catch this afternoon.
And the fact that he came down in bounds when he hit keeps the clock moving.
Clock does continue to move under 7.5 minutes. Bluffton running out of time and running out of opportunities. Lions offense doing all they can to milk the clock. Try to give up the middle. Won't pick up a first down. That time was McKenzie.
As the famous NFL Films clip would say, they're matriculating the ball down the field and eating up a lot of clock. Good old Hank Stram. Super Bowl 4. Chiefs.
I'm glad you
Chiefs
can deliver
Vikings.
this kind of content
because that's what I'm here for.
I can't.
That's what the old man's here for.
That's right. I appreciate that. 3rd down and 2 for the Lions. Another give to McKenzie. He's going to be short to the line to gain. It looks like he's going to pick up enough to do so. New set of downs upcoming for Mount St. Joseph after the McKenzie first down. From the 19-yard line. Lions with an extended drive. Churning down that clock towards the far sideline. McKenzie's bumped out of bounds after a gain of 6. McKenzie on his 10th carry, 40 yards total. Good for 4 yards a carry, and that's what he comes into this game averaging, is right around 44 yards a game. And picking up some nice yardage when they need it. Lions threatening to score again late in this fourth quarter. Pass to the end zone and hauling it in. Acrobatic catch made by Joey Newton. Full out dive from number 2. Touchdown Lions. Tyler Prather finds Joey Newton his 4th catch of this ball game. His first touchdown grab. He's got 4 catches for 36 yards, and Prather has 1 on the ground and now 1 through the air. PAT goes through for Farsing. He's perfect on the afternoon. 45-21. Mount St. Joseph going to move on to 1-0 in conference play. Back at Alumni Field in Bluffton University as the Lions are able to make it a 24-point ball game. Too little, too late for the Beavers. And Tyler Prather, who has come in for Josh Taylor, has looked tremendous for a freshman. Has 2 total scores after that pass to Joey Newton.
21 points since he's taken over quarterback. He is a possibility for our player of the game. Stay tuned. After the game is over, we'll announce who our HCAC player of the game is.
And for Josh Taylor playing the amount of time that he did, if he does finish out this game, no doubt we'd be talking about him for player of the game. But on this return, for the moment, nifty move there made by Montez Archer is able to get things out to the 43-yard lines where the referee stops.
See the touchdown here. Great throw, great pass.
Over the middle of the field as Prather is able to fake the run, and then Newton over the middle of the field, full out dive. Able to get the touchdown grab. Here it is.
On the fingertips. Just let him and snag. And the 2 defenders running into each other didn't help much either.
Faking the throw and giving it up the middle. This is Stoner on the carry. We'll get another look at this nifty return made by Montez Archer. Just the second time he's had the football in his hands. Across midfield are the Beavers. And getting it across the 40 is Stoner. Tough running that time. Picking up 10. Stoner has been a bright spot in that running game. That's his 13th carry. He's had 48 yards on the ground. From the 39, Bluffton trying to score again before the end of this ball game. 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Through the middle, Stoner's got a hole. He gets to the 25-yard line. 14-yard pickup as the holes are starting to open up in the running game. Bluffton working quickly here, trying to get another score up on the board. Great backup quarterback play in this one. Nobis going down early for the Beavers. Haven't seen Taylor since middle of the third quarter. Ryan playing most of this ball game for the Beavers as Stoner is tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
There's Anthony Wright again.
1 yard loss to the play, 2nd and 11.
Anthony Wright in on the tackle for Mount St. Joseph as just 3.5 minutes left to go in this one. On 2nd down and 12, Stoner, hesitation, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he's going to fail to do so, picking up just one of those yards that he lost. Definitely 4-down territory for the Beavers. Under 3 minutes left to play.
Trying to get a little bit of momentum here. Get a touchdown here late for Blake Ryan and build some momentum for next week.
Ryan fakes the give. Man open in the flat. It's Mace. Lowers his head and gets tackled out of bounds near the 10-yard line. Enough to pick up a first down. So the Beavers will have 1st and goal to go here as the clock continues to wind down under 2.5.
Again, don't forget to join us next week. We will be at Manchester as Defiance travels to Manchester for the HCAC Game of the Week.
Manchester had a lead at halftime last time we checked against Franklin. Defiance on the wrong end of a game between Rose-Holman. Slant pattern there, caught on the far side by Andre Price. Got a replay of that play. Price on the slant, beating his man to the ball. 2nd down and goal, 5 yards upcoming for the Beavers.
Nice tackle on the play there by Finn, but nice drive here by Bluffton.
Mace the man in motion. They fake it to Stoner, and they go back to Price on that same spot. But this time, good defensive effort there to break up the play. Looks like Kendrick Riley was the man there.
You know Mount St. Joseph wants to stop them from scoring, but Bluffton wants to try and build some stuff here. They don't know what the prognosis is going to be on Nobis, so.
3rd down and goal. Everybody in close. They give us to Dudley. Takes the first hit and bounces off of it. Trying to get to the end zone was number 3 as he gets things out to the 3-yard line. 4th down and goal.
Great job there by Jack Tucker from Cincinnati Elder, ensuring that Dudley did not get in the end zone. Basically did a wrestling takedown there at the 3-yard line.
Bluffton trying to get some more points up on the board before the end of this one. Mount St. Joseph trying to get a defensive stop and put a cap on this homecoming afternoon in Bluffton. The conference opener in the Heartland. 4th and goal. They fake to Stoner. Crossing routes in the end zone and a touchdown for Lorenz Johnson.
Nice play call there. Got it to Johnson, the 5'8" sophomore from Huber Heights, Ohio, Wayne High School.
With 44 seconds left on the play clock, we'll see a PAT from Bumgardner.
And then an onside kick.
Could very well see that. Fire play. Rolling out to the right. Pass is going to fall incomplete as they were trying to get things. So it looks like Aaron Patterson. But instead, or perhaps that was Brady Holmstein, but the pass does fall incomplete. Won't matter much as it'll be too little too late for the Beavers. Mount St. Joseph is going to open up conference play on the road and get a big-time victory after falling 2 weeks ago to Trine in overtime in a heartbreaker. They dropped that one 31-30, opting to go for 2 and go for the win, but they fall up short. Got the bye week, enough preparation to get this conference opening victory on the road at Bluffton.
Bluffton looks to rebound next week as they are scheduled to take on, and I'll get it here in a second. Bluffton is scheduled to play at Anderson 1:30 next week. Rebound from this one, while Mount St. Joseph goes to 1-0 in the conference.
Kick up coming from Bumgardner. So next week we'll continue Heartland Conference play. Kick going over everybody's head and into the end zone. Coach Tyler Hopperton, his 5th season at the helm.
Mount St. Joseph hosts Franklin College next week at 1:30. So Bluffton at Anderson, Mount St. Joseph at Franklin, but we'll be at Manchester for Defiance in Manchester.
So the Lions last lost to Bluffton back in 2017. This will be the 4th straight victory for the Mount over Bluffton. In the all-time series, they'll move to 22-9.
The favorite offensive formation of any coach, victory formation for the Lions. Everybody loves that one.
And it'll take just one more kneel down perhaps from the Lions to put an end to this one.
Kudos, though, to both backup quarterbacks having to come in, especially early for Blake Ryan. Played essentially the whole game. Did a great job. Scored 27 points. And then Mount St. Joseph only had 24 when Taylor went out. Scored 21 more points with Tyler Prather. So both backup quarterbacks, just a fantastic job today for both these squads. That's why you recruit these kids.
A 17-14 lead for Mount St. Joseph at halftime. And they're able to put up 28 points in the second half and leave Bluffton to just 13. The players meeting at midfield, and now we'll send it down to the field with Keith Myers.
Well, Coach was talking to the official. I think he said he could run the ball again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I still have it from 8th grade.
Eighth grade, CYO 8th grade football. Congratulations. Nice win, first game of the year.
Yeah, I'll take it. 1-0 in the conference, I'll take it. Now it's time to go 1-0 next week.
They really came out and played good the first half, threw you off a little bit, but, man, you had some quarterback issues, and really the kids stepped up and played really good half of football.
Yeah, in the first half, I mean, they're a big physical team. They're always a big team. They're very athletic. So hit us in the mouth a little bit. Got out of the first half okay. Second half, quarterback gets injured. Freshman comes up, did pretty well. A little scared at first, but obviously finished the game really well.
Game's a lot faster than high school. When I was a senior coach, they wasn't this fast, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little different, but like I said, Tyler did a nice job.
Talk a little bit about your team and the group effort. This is a good start. It was a bye last week. You said you needed to get healthy. That gets healthy, and you've really played really great 4 quarters of football.
Yeah, and in hindsight, I'd rather be in a tough game like that to see how these guys respond. Our guys have always been gritty, and they showcased that today.
And the player of the game, you ready for this? Go ahead, fellas. Tell me who the player of the game is.
Tyler Prather, the backup quarterback, the freshman, stepping in.
Tyler Prather is our player of the game.
Let's go. Yeah, freshman quarterback. He's going to be excited. Definitely deserved it. It's hard sometimes being behind the guy, the former offensive player of the year. So to come in and play like that and get a player of the game here is awesome for him.
And we'll have him right after this. It's IndianaSRN.
We're back here at IndianaSRN. Coach has got a crowd around him with our player of the game, Tyler Prather. Down to you, Coach.
Tyler, your team wants to do something for you. Go ahead, fellas. The first Heartland player of the game on IndianaSRN. What do you say?
It's good to have an O-line in here that can keep me confident when I'm in. I don't got to be worried to come into the game. Josh did a good job of keeping me confident, telling me what he saw out there on the field. So when I came in, I was ready. And I just had a good supporting cast that was in there the whole game that knew what they were sawing, and they helped me out a lot.
Kind of interesting. As a freshman, it's a little bit speedier than high school, isn't it?
It's a little bit so.
Coach said you got a little scared, but, man, that first possession took over and everything came through.
Yeah, I started off a little bit slow. The first full drive went 3 and out, but then I kind of found a rhythm the next one and just kept rolling with it, trusting my guys.
Now, what you need to do is pay your offensive line like a steak dinner or a burger, maybe Taco Bell.
Some Taco Bell is more. It won't hurt the pockets as much.
For the college kid, that's all he needs is Taco Bell.
Yeah, I know. I think they'll appreciate that, though.
Congratulations, job well done. Good jobs, guys. The Mount wins tonight. Right back up to you.
Thanks so much, Keith. Tyler Prather, player of the game, just a freshman, able to step in and take over for Josh Taylor, who we did not see much in that second half. Taylor finishing the game 13 of 19 for 216. He also added 98 yards on the ground. But Prather coming in had a touchdown run of 9 yards in the third quarter and was able to find Joey Newton on that 14-yard touchdown reception to really seal the deal. And congrats to him. First player of the game in the Heartland Game of the Week on SRN.
And you love it. That's the reason why you have these guys come in. Prather's a freshman and the returning player of the year is a sophomore. Why would you go there? For exactly this moment. Something happens. You got to come in and pick up the mantle. And he took the ball and ran with it. They scored 3 touchdowns with him at the helm. He did a fantastic job. And he, that's one of those things too where that's the team that they have where Josh Taylor was telling him, here's what's going on, here's what you want to do, teaching him the ropes. That way, should anything, God forbid, happen like that again, Prather's ready to go. Great job by the freshman.
In the conference opener of the Heartland Conference, Mount St. Joseph goes on the road and spoils the homecoming of the Bluffton Beavers. They are victorious here this afternoon, 45-27. Next week, we'll back for another one. Defiance traveling to Manchester in our second game of the Heartland Game of the Week, second of 7. We're looking forward to that one. We got one under our belts. Looking forward to our second one on SRN.
Hey, tweet us at IndianaSRN. Let us know what you thought of the broadcast. We'd love to hear from you. If you want to help put more Heartland Conference athletic events on the website, contact Coach at IndianaSRN.org.
Coach is the man. He was patrolling the sidelines. Shout out to Nick Lewis upstairs on the camera and our on-site engineer, Jerry Collins. For Sean Kroll, I'm Jarrett Lewis saying so long for now. You are watching Heartland Game of the Week right here on IndianaSRN.